Hello everyone and welcome to the Echoes of Wisdom live review. I have been very clearly looking forward to this. I think I've been talking about it for a very long time. And I do want to say one of the main reasons I do these reviews live is that I really appreciate hearing from y'all. So if I say something like I love this game or I hate this game or this boss sucks or whatever, feel free to chime in with your own opinions. Like I want to hear them, that's why I'm doing this. And then if I miss something, feel free to correct me. I'm gonna try not to, but I mean, it's a huge franchise. I can't know everything. That said, I do know a lot. I have played a good number of Zelda games at this point. I have played all but 2 of them, in fact. So the only 2 I'm missing now, this is so crazy, the only 2 I'm missing are the original game and Adventures of Link. So I'm missing the first 2 games ever created, and I'm going to be playing Adventure of Link next. So if you're down, tune in for that journey. I'll be streaming that too. Probably Wednesdays and Fridays, just a short pitch. And if you want to see my Echoes playthrough, that is also out there. I'm releasing them on YouTube. I think almost all of them are up now, except for the final boss that should be up very soon as well. This will also be going on YouTube, so if you're watching from YouTube, hello! Leave me something in the comments. It's really fun, isn't it? Okay, let's get started. Yeah, AOL is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna freaking die. Oh man. No, we don't talk about the Wand of Gamelin. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. Frick that game. Wonderful. Yeah, so you're watching the intro play right here. Echoes of Wisdom had a great intro, and I have to say, my intro to the game is that I freaking loved this. This was amazing. So it combined pretty much every element I was looking for in a Zelda game. You had really cool, not too overly complex storylines, I will admit, but still like a good little following through of a line of a story, like something that I was watching play out and going like, yeah, I can root for these characters, I really want to see what happens next. Like, this is great, right? There were character arcs for the characters. I mean, we saw Conbay go through his stuff, we saw Darstan in the Goron realm, we saw some interesting trader stuff going on in Gerudo, and I'll be talking about those in a little bit more detail, and that's what I like. I think Zelda games should have a little bit of a story, at least, going to them. It had everything I was looking for in a Zelda game. Character stories, love it. Plot stories, even better. I love to see the references to every past game, and I will be talking about that. I have compiled some notes. Oh, the music. Are you freaking kidding me? Nothing is working. Why? Okay, all right. I think I got the music back. There. And speaking of music, the music in the game was actually pretty nice. I will say I was expecting a little bit more something along the lines of like Triforce Heroes music, which I really did enjoy, but I liked what we got. No complaints there. Just like not exactly what I wanted. The smoothie system was amazing and a great callback to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, as was the whole Ultra Hand thing, except now it's called Bind and you do it in specific ways. Each new mechanic you pick up in the game really adds to the experience, and some games really don't have that going for them, so I appreciated it quite a bit. And then all of that not counting the echoes, which are of course the star of the show and were brilliantly implemented, and I think people were saying before, this is one of the most creative accidental Pokemon games ever, and I agree with that greatly. Like, I think they have somehow made like a really solid monster summoning game that I did not expect to see in a Zelda series, and yet just felt so familiar with almost immediately. I don't know if this is because I know all the monsters already, but I really doubt it. Like, I feel like anyone starting this game would just be like, oh, it's so cool, you get to like summon things and you can use them in battle. That said, I did play on like a slightly different challenge-ish mode. So I played without the Link mode combat. Can't really talk to whether that was amazingly useful or not because I didn't use it. And then, let's see, so I didn't do any bed heals. After the one time I think I started with it, I'm like, this is really OP, wow, you can heal at any point in a bed, so I didn't do that. And I was also playing on hero mode, so when I rank things, I'm gonna be talking about how they, like, I mean, well, you know, we're playing it on hero mode. Everything has a lot more HP, and sometimes that made things feel a little repetitive, but, I mean, we'll get to it. But yeah, so let's get to it. Speaking of doing that, the first topic I wanted to talk about is bosses, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but I certainly noticed bosses. I certainly hecking noticed that every single boss in this game, except for 2, so I counted, okay, I did the math. There are 17 bosses and mini-bosses and like outer world bosses in this game, and all but 2 of them are direct references to other Zelda games, and even the 2 that aren't, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see where this comes from. And specifically, all of them are direct references to games that happened, in my opinion, before this one in the timeline. You see, if you put this game after Link Between Worlds, all of those specific bosses could technically be clones of the previous times when they were encountered in the series. It makes so much sense lore-wise, as in, like, Null has been just chilling and, like, watching every boss throughout the series, and then, like, going in and, like, echoing them. And then now, when Null has come into full force, it is using all of those bosses from the past of the series itself against Zelda, and it's so cool. I loved it. So yeah, let's talk about them bosses. I'm also gonna rank them, because I love heckin' ranking things. So let's do this first of all. Where's the ranking thing? Here we go. Okay, bam. Yeah, so we've got ourselves a ranking thing here. I'm gonna go through them in like some kind of order. We'll see. Okay, yeah. So the first boss is Dark Link, right? All right, where's Dark Link? I have to say I love Dark Link. I mean, no matter when you fight Dark Link, it's so cool to fight against a clone of Link himself. This time you're not even Link though, so that sort of adds to the spectacle in my opinion. Like, I genuinely enjoyed fighting against a clone of the guy that we're supposed to be saving. You know he's there, you know it's not him, and yet you're beating him up anyways. You do this 3 times. I think the second time was easily the hardest. So in terms of difficulty, I'm rating these not just on difficulty, on like how I love them essentially. But like, yeah, I think the second time, when you fight him with the bow and arrow, that was hard. I tried that multiple times, because I couldn't use any sword or anything. I was just walking in with my 4 bokoblins and doing my best. But the other ones, yeah, they were a little bit too easy. I think the bomb one we did like first try, because we had Wizrobe at that point, and it was just way too easy. Yeah, I mean, either way, it was a fun fight. I'm gonna put it at S, like, whatever. Your favorite boss was Manhandla. Ooh. We're gonna... Oh, that one's there for a while. Okay, well, we're getting to that. I can't believe Manhandla. Okay, well, anyways, in terms of Dark Link, yeah, it's literally a clone of Link. In terms of how we've seen it in the past, there's been Shadow clones in many past games. Oracle of Ages is specifically the one that's in this timeline. Varen summons a bunch of Dark Links to fight me. And by the way, another benefit from me specifically is that I played Oracle of Ages and Seasons right before this, and I played A Link to the Past right before that. So, like, I remember all of these bosses. Like, when I was fighting them in the actual playthrough, I was calling them out as I saw them. I'm like, oh shit, this is the boss from this thing, and it sucks, and I hate it. Oh, it was so good. Link being your first real boss as Zelda actually does do a great job of establishing her role in the story. I totally agree, Taser. Because it's like, you fight him and you're like, ah, this guy's scary. Like, holy shit. People were calling earlier, like a long time earlier, people were saying like, oh, this game is gonna have like the same Link's Awakening vibe, and it's gonna be like all a dream. And I'm like, I really hope they don't do that, because I want Link to be an actual threat. And he was, and it was great. But yeah, here you go. Echoes of Wisdom. And yeah, fighting Link really sucks. Don't want to do it again. Next boss you fight, okay, so Southorn has the Seismic Talus, right? That's this thing. Seismic Talus is nothing special. I think he goes straight to the bottom of the tier list. I mean, so, okay, this is actually, so fun fact, in Oracle of Ages, this is boss 7, like, nearly endgame boss. It's called Ramrock. So I looked up, I remembered exactly where these bosses were in the series, by the way, but I forgot like exactly which dungeon it was called and whatever, so I looked up that, and it's called Ramrock apparently. I remember this boss, and it's so hard. It is really, really freaking terrible. In Oracle of Ages, this boss has like 2 ball and chain things going on in its arms, and you have to like do all sorts of shenanigans, and it's got like 3 or 4 separate phases with like different tactics and mechanics, and I was just... I did hate it. I hated it in the best way possible. I hated it in all possible ways one could hate it. And yeah, I think they did a genuinely good job of toning that down so that it could be the first boss in the series. Like, I mean, plus, I guess. I'm not gonna complain, but like, it could have been a little harder, come on. Let's see if I can pull it up, hold on. Alright, we're skipping that one, because that one wasn't interesting anyways, I don't care about seeing it. The next one is much more important. Here. Okay, so, to be fair, did I? That's a good point. I don't know if I had enabled hero mode yet when I fought it. That's a good point. I may have not. Actually, that is entirely possible. Okay, so in the Gerudo realm, the mini-boss is Dark Link again. Yeah. And then the main boss is Mawgriff. And this is actually this dude right here. This is actually, first of all, I think it was a really top-tier boss. I'm gonna put him in A for now, but might go even higher. Second of all, this is the one boss I cannot place. Like, it's weird that the boss I can't place is so early in the series, but the rest of the 15 coming after this and the one before it, I'm like, quite easy. I know exactly where these come from in the series, but I have no idea what this dude is here. This is how you fight him. Hold on. This is what he looks like. Okay, that's really low quality. Why we gotta be like this? This is the boss. He looks like this. Look at him chilling. He went from... Endgame to first boss bro was nerfed. Yeah, true. I mean, Talus is... Oh, okay, I mean, so if you know the name Talus, you probably played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not ranking those guys as the same as here. Those guys are a little bit different in my opinion. Yeah, you can watch me getting killed by Mogrif. I tried Mogrif a number of times, but I don't know what this boss is from. So if anyone knows, tell me. But here's my theory. I think Mogrif is a cloned Mogma from Skyward Sword, okay? I think this dude is like a mutated freaking Mogma, and I don't know, Null like cloned it or something, and now we're just fighting one of the Mogmas, which was a race of like creatures in Skyward Sword, and they could like dig and stuff, okay? So it makes sense, all right? That's my theory. So it still makes sense. But I don't think we fought this boss before, which is weird. Okay, what else? Yeah, did I even fight Lan Mola? I genuinely don't remember fighting Lan Mola in this game. I don't know. I'm gonna put him in B because I don't remember fighting him. But the original boss is from A Link to the Past. I remember this quite well. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them. Let's see. I wrote this down, didn't I? Yeah, it's in ALTTP's Desert Palace. Oh, it's also one of the Link's Awakening Angler Key mini bosses. Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, this is from 2 other games in the series. It was a little bit harder. I think it's like the 2nd dungeon in A Link to the Past, which is like alright. It's not the best, you know, but I mean, what are you gonna do about it? I don't remember fighting him. I do not remember fighting him at all. Oh yeah, if the next game has Mogrif and it fulfills the theory, that would be great. Please, fulfill my theory for me. Alright, next one is... Jabu Jabu! Frick that man! Okay, where is Jabu Jabu in this list? They didn't put him here. Ha! That's right, Sucker doesn't deserve a rating. I don't like Jabu Jabu. Jabu Jabu is of course from Ocarina of Time. I think a lot of people know him from there. He's also in Oracle of Ages. He's been around a lot. Usually you enter his belly and fight things inside him. This time you just fight him outright, which is fine. I mean, I don't think you've ever fought him before in the series, but it's nothing new for the series to meet him. The boss of this one was Vocavor. Vocavor? Okay, so as far as underwater fights go, it was pretty good. I like a good underwater fight. I specifically like a good underwater section where like it forces you to use different strategies to beat your enemies, so I did like that. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, maybe I'll give it some points for that actually, because I did enjoy that part if I remember properly. I had a lot of fun with it. I was dying a lot too though. It was kind of both. I mean, I don't need to murder the poor big fish, like come on. I can keep it alive if I want to, right? Right? Maybe. It was fun though, so you summon echoes. I mean, for me, I had to summon echoes because I couldn't use the sword mode and all that. You summon echoes to beat up the little, like, bubbles on its back, and then once you have beaten them up successfully, it flops to the ground like a dead fish, and then you must go and hit it with the other things. It's from Link's Awakening Angler's Tunnel. It's the anglerfish there, and it kind of also reminds me of the anglerfish from Oracle of Ages, the Jabu Jabu Bellies boss. It was kind of similar, lot less graphics, I mean, but like similar fighting style, etc. But yeah, not too bad to beat, and then once you beat it, you save the Zoras and everything goes back to normal, and we're like, yay, just what we want to see happen. So here you go. There's the Zora realm being saved. We like that when it happens. The next boss on the list, let's see, is Ganon? Is Ganon? Oh, there's the Pirate's Cove boss. Okay, so while we're doing the Zora region, that's Jabu Jabu, by the way. Doesn't he look beautiful? Still better than the one in Ocarina of Time. For folks who played Ocarina of Time as a kid, some of you remember that stupid-ass giant fish just like slowly inching his way across on the bench. Ugh, I hated that. Well, yeah, next boss on the list is... Baronade. So in Pirate's Cove, you fight this strange creature. It's like an electric bubble like this. I call it Mr. Scrub Bubbles because we fought this thing before in A Link to the Past. I mean, it's not like hard or anything as a boss. You fight it in the Swamp Palace in A Link to the Past, and I think it's also literally based on Baronade from Ocarina of Time. So there is... I don't remember fighting Baronade in Ocarina of Time, I'm gonna be honest on that. Like, when I looked up the name, I was like, oh yeah. I remember this vaguely, but like, yeah, that was a thing. But the one I remember specifically is A Link to the Past Swamp Palace. And... for those of you who are around for my stream back when I did Palace of the Four Sword, you might remember this boss specifically because that boss gave me a glitch that stopped my stream for a whole ass like hour and a half while we tried to figure out why I couldn't beat Baronade, okay? Like, this boss is my worst nightmare through no fault of its own. In Palace of the Four Sword, if you use a specific glitch to get into the Four Sword Palace without defeating this one specific thing, because you have to do it in Four Sword Adventures and I wasn't going to do that, then it also removes one of the tiny little like tentacle monsters that comes along with Baronade and makes it impossible to defeat. So... so I hate Baronade, and that therefore, despite being like a kind of mediocre actually boss, I'm putting it straight in last place because I hate it. There you go. Ganon was the hardest boss for me. Fitting that you would say that, because the next boss we have on our list is Ganon himself. The man, the myth, is he a legend? Like, is he a legend really? We don't really know. But yeah, I mean, good old Ganon. He looks like this. I mean, well, okay, not like that. That's Zelda. But we're gonna scroll over to him immediately, all right? But yeah, Ganon, what can I even say about Ganon that hasn't been said 15,000 times before, other than the fact that they pulled the twist on you that this monster is an echo? Like, that is really cool. I didn't actually see that coming, except somebody spoiled it for me because someone commented on one of my art posts on Tumblr. Or like, was it Insta? I don't remember. On one of the social media sites, somebody made a comment saying like, oh wow, you predicted this plot twist, and I'm like, I didn't think that was true, but okay, fine. God damn it. So I did know that Ganon was an echo. Still, really cool though. Such a cool boss. And I do want to point out that literally every attack Ganon does in this fight is taken directly from A Link to the Past and the Oracle games. And I think that is genius because he is genuinely an echo of the original boss. Like, Null himself went through the series, pulled out Ganon, and then went like, yo, I'm gonna use this guy as my enemy. Like, this is great. So cool. Yeah, he's got a lot of HP. I think the one thing I could say as a minus about this fight is that it took way too long to defeat him. Like, it felt kind of repetitive, honestly. Like, I was on like phase 4 of his boss thing, but I know why. It's because I'm not using the sword. I banned that from my run. And I also was playing on hero mode, so I think he had like twice the HP or something like that, you know, just normal Ganon things. The Pitbull, he's got that pig-like, Pitbull-like look. That spear lunge over there, I literally remember where all of these attacks came from, and I was calling them out as I played them too. Like the multi-keys thing, like he summons a bunch of fire keys, that's from A Link to the Past, and it's so much faster in A Link to the Past. It was actually kind of slow here. I was like, oh, this is easy. And then Twin Rova uses that attack in the Oracle games. Oh, and then the rest of the attacks I think are directly from the Oracle games. The spear lunge is Oracle. The warp and appearing thing is all Oracle. The giant orb thing that he like kind of sends at you like this is from Oracle, and it was also much faster in the Oracle games. So I was also like, oh, interesting. Took you 17 minutes with pots. That's how it should be. The invincible boss is Forwarder's Revenge against Legend. Oh boy, we're getting into that. Yeah, I think he does break pots. They did a good job about this. They did a really good job, honestly. Seeing dead Jabu Jabu in the Shadow Realm was chilling. I think I completely did not notice that. I remember, like, chat pointing it out to me, and I was like, oh, that happened? I didn't see it. Whoops. So yeah, how do I rank Ganon? How can I possibly rank Ganon? I mean, okay, so wait, oh, this is the original Ganon, I think. OG Ganon doesn't have too much going for him. He gets to be, like, above Lenmola, maybe, because I just don't like Lenmola. The new form Ganon, though, I enjoyed. Not more than Mogrif. I think Mogrif goes up to S tier here. But Ganon had all those specific things I was used to seeing, and I loved it. The flashback was amazing. It was like, oh, I'm fighting the Oracle boss. It's the exact same guy, but, like, he's got more attacks, and he's even cooler and cool stuff. Like, look at this. Look at it. It's so cool. Look at him go. Look at my army of moblins, because I can't use any of the sword attacks. Just doing my best. He actually does have a bunch of stuff that that he didn't have. Nah, I didn't do any bind tactics. I don't think I even tried them. I don't remember if I tried them, but I didn't do any bind tactics for sure. Yeah, so he does have a bunch more attacks in Oracle games that they didn't actually bring into this one that I thought would have been kind of cool. So in Oracle of Ages and Seasons, when you fight him at the end of both games, you get warped to like a realm where your inputs are reversed for a little bit, and then you're forced to fight him there, and he like continually shoots the orbs at you and they're much faster. That was actually freaking terrifying, but I see why they didn't, because Ganon in this game is a mid-game boss. Ganon in that game is supposed to be like end of 2 separate games that you have finished together. So, yeah. Oh, you were the one who pointed it out. No, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I freaking didn't even notice. I was like, oh, that's Jabu Jabu? Okay, alright. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun boss, man. Like, I enjoyed fighting Ganon, and I'm glad they pulled this specific shtick with him. I'm also kind of glad that they didn't have him show up for the end or anything. Like, I mean, we can finally have a game where we don't have Ganon doing everything. Like, that's nice. I'm a huge fan of Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, which both just don't have Ganon in it, and yeah, I think we need more of those games in the series. Like, give us some new cool enemies, right? I'm down to see that. Okay, next. There's the Igneo Talus, alright. He's just the Talus, but on fire. I don't know, like slightly higher than this. I don't think I noticed anything particularly special about him. In terms of where he comes from in the series, it's just Ramrock from Oracle of Ages again, but it's on fire, like in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think I noticed anything more than that. Remind me if anyone else has seen like this exact boss before, but I'm pretty sure it's just Ramrock from Oracle of Ages. Okay, next. Oh yeah, Volvagia. Okay, so... I don't know where to put Volvagia, actually. I gotta think about this. Because, like, on one hand, I really enjoyed the fight. But on the other hand, I totally didn't pull the pearl from it, and like now I'm kind of sad because apparently you could have done that. I did not think of that. That one I didn't even think of. Like, I was like, oh, wait, really? You could do that? Okay, well, anyways, yeah, it was fun though. It was a good boss. The fact that he's at the end of the Goron realm is also very cool, and I love it. Yeah, they did a good job. They did a really good job. I would not complain about this one at all. Okay, this is it right here. Okay. There he is. There he is. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's so cool. He's just floating on in. I love this little opening animation too, honestly. They did such a stellar job with this. So yeah, I did this with like repeated Lizalfos summon, which I think at this point Lizalfos started becoming my best freaking Echo. It has a really fast resummon rate, so if I'm not using sword, which I'm not using sword, so I had to come up with ways around that, and just resummoning, freaking amazing. Volvagia is so not the easiest of the three. Volvagia is like near the top of the list. Wait, was it? Okay. I don't think it was harder than Ganon. I don't think it was harder than Mograth either. But it was definitely easier than like... Actually no, it was harder than Scorchill. Yeah, harder than Scorchill for sure. But yeah, good old Echo Strats. It worked pretty well in my opinion. Really fun, I love it. Ganondorf took all the dragons to feed to the Gorons. Yeah, we keep going through this. Why are the Gorons eating the dragons, Mob? No, don't do it. I get you, but... I know the reference now because you told me, but... Volvagia is a solid B because the fight is okay, but there is so much downtime dragging it out. Is there... I don't know, I felt like I was always moving, but maybe that's just me, like, trying my best to dodge shit. I think maybe when he, like, flew from place to place, he could have done it a little faster, but other than that, I think I was pleased with the fight. Yeah, I'm sticking with my rating, I think. Like, solid, below Ganon. Actually, no, Anglerfish gets some points for being a 2D boss. Like, I just love 2D bosses, what can I say? Also, I'm moving normal Ganon down. Think, like, boss tier Ganon gets to be boss tier, but normal Ganon, like, go for it, right? Like, it's not a problem. I mean, compared to Goma and Scorchill, but you're furniture-based. Yeah, you can keep your furniture-based ratings. No, I'm kidding. Alright, what was the next one then? Oh yeah, I guess it was Goma, wasn't it? No, you're right, it was Manhandla. Wait, no, I did Volvagia, I did Igniotalis. Oh yeah, it was Manhandla. Okay, yeah, Manhandla it is. AJ's just really looking forward to Manhandla. Was Manhandla that good? I don't think I particularly even, like, I mean, I know Manhandla. Like, I was like, oh, this is Manhandla. I don't think I specifically called it out by name, but I'm like, this is the one from Oracle of Ages that does that one thing. But, yeah, I don't think I gave it any extra thought than that, I'm gonna be honest. Was it good? Was it fun? Did I enjoy it? I don't remember. Here, let's look it up and find out. Okay, look at this thing go. So this actually introduces, in my opinion, because I didn't see it in any other part of the game. Like, this is the time when I finally thought of, like, hey, I can, like, stretch out the necks and then, like, have my echoes cut them. Like, I'm pretty sure this existed before, but I just didn't do it. It was a fun time. I enjoyed this boss, I will admit. The second time you fight him, he's got, like, 4 heads or something. But he's still a mini-boss, and I don't think he was particularly difficult to fight. I might have just overpowered him with Lizalfos resummons, though, so I mean, I think at this point, like, it's pretty easy to overpower everything with Lizalfos resummons. Yay. But also, like, not too bad. There he goes. He's getting defeated. He's getting wrecked. We'll put him in... above Lunmola for sure. But above Volvagia, no. Not with the history that comes with Volvagia. I'm moving him to B tier. Sorry, AJ. We're getting B tier here. And then I think Green Blob is actually next. Oh, wait. No, it's Goma. Oh, yeah. Okay. Goma's a fun fight here. So, Mr. Spider Boy just chilling on the ground. This actually reminds me, so Goma is like a long time boss. Oh, Manhandla, I think I forgot to say. Oracle of Seasons, Ancient Ruins is Manhandla. It's also in, I think, Four Swords Adventures, but like the Manhandla heads are like color-coded or something. And then apparently Manhandla is also from Legend of Zelda. I didn't know that, like the original Zelda game, because I haven't played it yet, so we'll see. We'll see when I get there. But yeah, Goma, this dude is the spider dude. This guy has been around in the Zelda series for quite a lot. I literally, like, I was just writing down every instance I remembered, and okay, so... in Ocarina of Time, Goma is a Deku Tree boss. In Link's Awakening, it's a sub-boss. In Oracle of Seasons, it's in the... I looked up the dungeon. It's the Dancing Dragon dungeon. And then, if I remember properly, it's also in, like, Wind Waker, Four Swords Adventures, the Legend of Zelda. I looked that one up. It's also kind of like the cave thing from Spirit Tracks, if people remember that. Cadence of Hyrule has a boss called Go Maraca, and it's, like, got maracas on its little claws, and it does, like, a little maraca shake, and is very cute. There's the Marbled Goma in Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's basically it, yeah. Oh, and then... and then this kind of also reminded me of that Super Mario Odyssey boss, you know, the one in Metro Kingdom. Goma gets around. Yeah, no, Goma's like everywhere. He's just a long-time boss in the Zelda series, so fighting him again was cool. This one has something new going on, which is that you have to use electricity to shock its little 3 things, and I love that those crystals have been there in the dungeon, and so you know when you see the green crystals, like, oh, you've got to shock this. That's good boss design. It's good visual design. I gotta give him top tier points for that. And hey, I mean, what more can I expect from The Legend of Zelda than to reference its old bosses and also to nearly one-shot me? So, top tier rating. Let's move Goma up a few notches. I'm gonna put him... I think I enjoyed this fight more than Volvagia, but probably not more than the 2D section. I do like myself a 2D section, so I'm gonna put that higher. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I think that's gotta be it. Yeah, that's gotta be it. I'm not gonna... I mean, no, it was... It was nice fighting Goma, but was it, like, brilliant or amazing or anything? Probably not. Yeah, okay, no, we're sticking with this. I think this is basically what I'm giving it. I don't think it can go any higher than this. Because Anglerfish was too fun. I enjoyed Anglerfish way too much. He might be a classic, but, I mean, it's a classic with... Well, okay, no, yeah, I'll give it to that, yeah. Alright, next one is Scorchill, I think. So Scorchill... Oh, Scorchill is gonna get rid of the ads by scorching it. There we go. Okay, yeah, Scorchill was a fun boss, except I think I had summons that just made it too easy. So essentially when it was not doing its fire and ice thing, I just Lizalfos resummoned until it died, just dodged until it... I think I actually did this boss without taking any damage or something. Like, you might just... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I got hit by the fire once, and then I think I took 1 hit after. Something like that. I got hit by fire, I got lit on fire once, and I took half a heart of damage, and then I think he hit me once. And that was all the damage I ever took in this entire fight, because it's just way too easy to use Wizrose to kill it. Like, if you're dodging properly, you just completely get out of its way every time it does something. So Scorchill, yeah, it was a fun boss. I really like the concept, so that goes to the top of the B tier, but it's not going to be any higher than that. You have a pet tarantula named Goma and a plant named Manhandle? That's really cool. God damn. When in doubt, spam Lizalfos. Yeah, and Wizrobes. Honestly, that became my strategy for, like, the rest of the game, not gonna lie. What else? Oh, I missed the little, this dude. What was this dude from? I don't actually remember what he's from. He was in the Farron dungeon, right? I liked this boss. This was very cool. I was like, I'm not gonna use the pool for healing. Frick that. We don't need this shit. I'm not bending any rules. Let's go. Let's kill that guy the normal way. Yeah, this one was fun. Okay, wait, I really liked this guy. I actually really enjoyed it now that I think about it. Like, having to freeze all the little pieces, and then there just being so many pieces, and them essentially one-shotting me every time they landed on me from above. And then you have to kind of have some strategy to it as well, because you gotta target the large pieces or else they get you before you can do anything else. And then they all constantly unfreeze themselves. It's just green goo. It's like one of the chews, I guess. Yeah, it's like one of the chews. Yeah, it's the Linerobit boss, exactly. Yeah, I just forgot to write him down. I forgot what his name is too, but whatever he is, he's going up on the rankings. He's going all the way to the top, actually. I really liked it. Fun boss. S tier. Good design. Is he better than Ganon? No, so I'm gonna put Ganon up here. I did like Ganon quite a bit, but like, other than that, my boy gets to be here. Slimeye, is that the name? Yeah, there's a boss like this in A Link to the Past. It's called Cold Stare. And it stares at you coldly, and it's got like 2 clouds that sort of like converge on things. Not the exact same boss, but he's got that sort of vibe going. The same sort of vibe. Never respectfully disagreed so hard. Someone really hates this boss. Look at him go, come on, look at him. He's so cute and giant and can crush you with his debilitating weight. Isn't that just what you want out of a boss? Come on. Alright, well, what other bosses do we have left? Okay, there's only 3 left in the series, I believe. So we've got... oh, okay, now is the good time to talk about Smog. I'm actually rating Smog really high. Because I hate him. Frick this man. Frick this man and his one singular eye, and his Cyclops powers, and his goddamn freaking puzzle energy. I actually don't remember when I fought him, because he's like a sort of extra boss. He shows up in 2 significantly small regions. I think it was during the Cobweb arc, right? Let me look this up and see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the whole Zora quest. I guess it was after this. Oh, this is the... Okay, we were talking about the electric bud. This is the, starts with a B. I forgot his name again. I'm looking at my notes. Baronade. This is Baronade. Yay, wow. Yeah, he is in Farron Wetlands, yes, but I don't think I fought him when I was in Farron Wetlands, so... Oh, I found it! Yes! Okay, here. Yeah! Okay, I hate this boss. I hate this boss so much. So my guy Smog over here, is from the Crown Dungeon of Oracle of Ages. He's like an actual freaking boss there. He's on the pathway, you've got to fight him in the game. And in this game, just like in Oracle of Ages, you have to reunite all the clouds while they shoot projectiles at you, and then once you reunite them, you get to finally attack them. I will admit that they moved faster in the Oracle games, which made them significantly harder, and you also couldn't, like, create echoes, obviously. So that definitely made it significantly harder. But this one sucked too, okay? I freaking hate those guys. I mean, like, I did it first try and all that, but like, look at them being infuriating. At the last level, he spawns into 5 separate segments, and then you gotta combine all the 5 segments. Why? Why would anyone have to do that? This sucks. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just freaking rate him, I don't know, like kind of low, I guess. No, fine, I'm keeping him at the top. No, he deserves it. He deserves it, but he's not any higher than Dark Link because I like Dark Link. I will say I do like Mogrif's use of both fighting and like strategy, so maybe a little bit higher. I'm putting Smog here. I think this is a good place for them. All right, Dark Zelda. Where could I possibly put Dark Zelda? I feel like here's the I mean, here's the weird thing, right? In terms of like Zelda herself, like fighting a clone of Zelda is actually not new to the series. Technically, Twilight Princess has done it first. But, like, I mean, it's still really cool when you're playing as... I will admit that it's really cool when you're playing as Zelda. Like, I thought that was kind of amazing. If you have to give it a rating, would it be super high, though? I don't know. Also, hold on. This thing is making me freaking sign in to see the video. Why? What the heck? Toxic, you pulled that from AI, didn't you? I like the summary anyways. I'll give you that. She's probably my #1 fight. I think it was too easy for me. Yeah, here. This is what she looks like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You have one good monster and it's kind of enough. Lizalfo's King can jump high enough to hit her. I just didn't do it at that specific moment. So you'll see, yeah. You'll see me resummon Lizalfo's King at the exact right tactical moments, and that essentially just kills her off really quickly. Usually you might think, oh, she's flying. You gotta use a flying enemy, but no, Lizalfo's King is just way too good. It's fun that you fight someone using your power, but the fight itself is fairly trivial because it only serves as a foil. Yeah, pretty much. Like, you're there to destroy the fake Zelda, which, like, fine, I guess. I wanted to see her arc come to a more satisfying conclusion, but I guess what more satisfying conclusion is there than just beating up your clone and forcing her to submit with a giant Lizalfos that you repeatedly resummon until she dies. Like, and I do like that she fights using echoes, primarily echoes that I think you have yourself or something? I don't know, I guess at this point I had almost every echo already, so it doesn't necessarily make a difference. But, yeah, okay, I'll give it a decently high ranking. I think I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it more than, like, any of the ones in top tier. These are the ones that had, like, strategy and tactics, and I found them interesting and difficult to defeat, so meh. Could have been worse. It could have been I summoned Lionel again. Oh, true. Okay, but to be fair, when she summoned Lionel, it wasn't too bad. When any of the bosses summoned the Lionel, it wasn't too bad, because I just had my enemy take all the hits for me, so meh. I'm really glad they didn't. It's just a set rotation? Okay, fair enough, yeah. I wouldn't have noticed either way. The set rotations of monsters were interesting, but, I mean, 4 Bokoblins, 1 Lionel. Did she even summon a Darknut? She coulda. Coulda summoned a Darknut. Why didn't she summon a Darknut, SMH? And then the final fight, Null. What am I gonna give to Null? So I do think Null was a good fight. But I think, okay, in 3 phases too, right? We gotta talk about all the 3 phases too. It was, okay, first phase, no, it's not even like 3 phases. It's more like there's like a middle part, and then there's like the end part, and then there's like the beginning part. And the beginning part switches back and forth between, oh, here it is. Between this, where the hands come out of the walls and you stab them, and then where there's like the main body, and then you stab that. I think some people were complaining, oh, she summoned a Lionel? Oh, she didn't summon a Lionel. I don't remember. I don't remember. Someone summoned a Lionel in either one of the Zelda or Null fights. I guess it was a Null. I guess it was Null. I was like, okay, I remember this because in the final stream, I was fighting a Lionel at some point, like a shadow clone Lionel, and I was like, oh yeah, there are Lionels in this game. There was a Lionel in the introduction artwork. What happened to that? And then it turns out I just missed the Lionel all along, so we went and found it later. Yeah, there's phase 1, underwater transition, and phase 2, but there's no difference between phase 1 and phase 2, which I find weird. So I actually do have a complaint on the Null fight. Maybe it's because I was playing on hard mode, but it felt a little repetitive. That said, I heard people complaining that there's not much to do in this fight because usually you would have access to Link combat, but I didn't anyways. So they're like, we're taking away your sword and bow and bombs, and everyone else is probably like, oh no, and I'm like, yeah, I was already doing that. This doesn't change anything. But I think a lot of people found like they didn't have anything to do. Most people said like, or the people I was talking to were like, oh yeah, we just like summoned clones and then like left, and then waited for the echoes to like attack and kill him. And I'm like, I know there's things you do, you know that, right? Like you're supposed to grab its arms and like pull the arms out from it, and then like Link has to show up and like slice it at the right time. And I really, really liked that because that specific combat mechanic has you and like your Zelda, clearly, it has you and Link working together to defeat the enemy in a way that is so eerily reminiscent of all the previous games and yet feels so perfect for a game that stars Zelda specifically. So perfect. I loved it. I think I spent like half the time screaming like, Link, cut the freaking arm. Come on, get over here. And like most of the time he was on point actually. So Link AI, top tier. Let's go. I love it. Okay, the Lionel was during the fight with Null. Nice. Null, low S tier, high A tier. I'm actually gonna put Null pretty high, I think. Like, come on, look at that guy. He's swallowing mini tries. That's adorable? Question mark? Yeah, I think my one complaint, as I said, water section was nice. I wanted the second section to be more different. So like, I don't know what they could have done to make it more different, but like, just add something new. That said, I really, really liked the mechanic where Null summons all previous bosses to fight you. That is awesome. And this is what leads me to my theory. Like, I'm telling you, this game has to take place after Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, and, I mean, Ocarina of Time by default. Just because he's cloning from other Zelda games. Like, my dude has been watching across the entire series, knows where all the bosses came from, and has been, like, sort of yoinking them out of their times, and, I mean, yoinking their corpses, I guess. Yoinking their memories out of the past, and is using them now against Zelda, and is going to do so again, all at once in the final fight. Great stuff. I loved it. When he summoned triple Ganons, I literally went, holy shit, why? He can't do that. That's not allowed. So, top tier. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that I could have added to the final phase of the fight to make it a little bit better. I don't know, like, what if you get to play as Link? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that's what I want, okay? Like, final phase, you swap. You can choose whether you want to keep playing as Zelda or you get to play as Link again. And then if, like, whoever you miss gets controlled by the AI or something. That'd be neat. What else could make it different? Maybe, like, a different type of attack? Yeah, I forgot that I was underwater. It didn't look underwater, okay? I just drowned a lot. It's fine. It's fine. I had many hearts. Yeah, I think this boss specifically did, I think, 11 or 10 hearts of damage to me. So I actually could not take a hit without having to heal. And I ran out of potions. You'll see me open up my potion window at some point, I'm sure. And if not, I can just tell you, I had lots of potions, but all of them were like not healing potions. Like they were just potions. Like I didn't have any good smoothies, like at all. It really sucks. Would not trust an AI to do this gimmick or deal with the summons properly. Well, we just fought like clone Zelda, so I kind of would. Like, they actually already coded it into the game. Just have this Zelda act like clone Zelda, and I think that would work perfectly fine. Yeah, Ganon is a minion. All the previous bosses are just minions, and having them fight you all at once just accentuates that fact so perfectly. I freaking loved it. It was amazing. Yeah, the fact that Null looks like a demented Tri, I forgot to shout that out, Mob, thank you. I really freaking liked that. Like, I saw this one, I'm like, oh, okay, alright, that's what we're gonna do now. I see. It's kind of creepy, but alright. Yeah, the final one here, let's see if we can find the part where he does the whole triple Ganon thing, and it was just insane here. Fair enough. Well, I want Ganons. Okay, well, whatever. There were Ganons. He did quintuple Ganon? Really? I don't remember that. Oh, he did 4 Ganons at once, but they were spaced. It was like 2 Ganons and then 2 Ganons, so it's okay. It's not too bad. All right. Yeah, either way, no, I gotta be honest here. I really enjoyed the Null fight. They did a good job. I would improve a tiny bit of it, but all things considered, I'm going slightly after Malgrif, maybe. I did like Malgrif, but something in it just loses out a bit. So I'm gonna do this, and we're moving Froze Boy down here. He summoned 6 of them one after the other too. Really? Straight trauma. Just erase that from my memory. I don't remember that. That sounds about right. Oh, wait, no, I do remember that taser. Yes, he did. Oh, wait, shit, wait, it's playing right now. Hold on. There, look. There he goes. There he goes. If I get hit by one Ganon, I take enough damage that I have to heal, or else he can one-shot me. Like, he can two-shot me. Any of his attacks two-shot me at all times. It was brilliant. It was the best. Yes, and then you end the thing by pulling the Triforce directly out of him. That is incredible, and I love it. It makes sense. I still do think that Tri is the heart of the Triforce. That is my headcanon. I think it's implied to be pretty canon at this point. I don't know if it's like exactly canon, but I'm gonna say that it is. I think Tri is the voice of the Triforce more specifically. In A Link to the Past, the Triforce itself speaks to you. And it tells you, like, this is the Triforce, you can wish upon me and stuff will happen, like some sort of a triangular-shaped genie. And I think Tri is that voice. Essentially given personality and here to save the world, kind of. I think it says, like, in its myth that the 3 golden goddesses created the world to hold back Null, and I like the fact that the remnants of their power are symbolized by Tri. So the fact that you pull the Triforce back out of him, and then Tri goes up and like takes the Triforce into the air and sort of does this almost self-sacrificial, but more like using the powers of the goddess to set the world to rights again. It was both really, really reminiscent of A Link to the Past, and also just a great way to end this new game. I think they did a good job combining everything together. And yeah, you can see, I think this is where I defeated him, so. Look at it! Look at it, it's so cool! I actually didn't know what was going on. I was like, wait, do I kill him again? Like, I summoned enemies. I was like, what? And then I'm like, oh, you have to pull it. I was getting so ready. Like, come on, you never know when the boss is over, right? You really don't. Sometimes you think the boss is over and it's just not. And then you get this cool cutscene. Like, it's so cool. Okay, I love this. I love this game so much. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do next with the Zelda series, but if it's anywhere as good as this, I'm gonna be pleased. I think there was a lot of, especially among old-time Zelda fans like I am, there was a lot of, not really backlash, but like sort of doom posting, where people were thinking like, oh no, they're gonna like turn the whole series into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And first of all, I disagree with that. Like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are both great games, okay? They're really good. They're like near the top of my Zelda ranking for sure. But I'm glad that they're sort of showing that they can go back to the past as well and have some games with like more defined solutions, things where you can't break everything as easily. Tears was a little bit too easy to break, and they've rectified that a little bit while still giving you intense creativity in this one, and I think that's awesome. It means the devs were putting a lot of thought into how the game is planned, and you can see that in all the boss designs, because as I said, every boss that I just talked about, except for 2 of them, so just to clarify, I said this at the beginning, but for folks who might have showed up halfway through, there are 17 bosses in this game. Throughout the last, I don't know, like, however long I've been talking about this so far, I went through all 17 bosses in this game, and all but 2 of them are direct references to other Zelda games. The 2 that aren't are still pretty close. So, I would say that Scorcho, the Yeti boss, not really a direct reference because you don't fight that specific Yeti, but in Twilight Princess you do fight a Yeti boss. It's actually my favorite dungeon ever. If you've not played Twilight Princess, go check that out. It's a great game. Oh, ads. Oh no, I'm so sorry. It's okay, they'll go away. They'll go away, it's fine. And the other one is Mawgriff, which, once again, I can't quite place where that boss is from. I don't think it's from the past of the Zelda series, but maybe I'm just forgetting something. But I can see it as like a clone of a boss from Skyward Sword. Maybe like some sort of new boss that was based on like the Mogma people and like some tortured, mutated Mogma, and then he like clones it or something, I don't know, and now it's evil. Or maybe it's like a good Mogma, I don't know, now he's evil, like, because, you know, they're clones, they don't have to be good or bad to begin with. It doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, either way, all the bosses were spectacularly done, and they took all those old bosses and kind of added some new stuff to them, whether it was new graphics, new mechanics, each of them was new and fun to fight. So top tier, love it. Also, I do want to point out that in this scene, Tri never has blue show up in the sort of Aurora thing around him. Like, there's green, there's red. Where's the freaking blue, huh? Where's the Triforce of Wisdom? Did he leave it with Zelda? Okay, all right. Anyways, not gonna make any things there. Oh, okay. The ads. Skip the ads again. All right, we're back. Nice. And yeah, good game. Good game all the way through. Here's my boss ranks. I'm gonna give all of the bosses in this game a solid average of... We'll go 8 out of 10. Like, pretty good, but there were some rooms for improvement. Maybe. We'll see. But it was great. I really liked it. Okay, so that's bosses for me. Let's go on to the next topic, which is the long-awaited, absolutely brilliant echoes. Let's talk about some echoes. Hold on. I think all of us have our own opinions on the echoes for sure. I myself really enjoyed the way they worked. I had so much fun with them. Here, let's go ahead and just play this while we're waiting. We'll see more echoes. Bam. Okay. More echoes. More echoes. All the echoes. Wahahahaha. Do the automatons count for the echoes list? I'm gonna say no, and also I didn't use any of the automatons. Oh no. Despite literally being a clockwork automaton. It's been a long while since I was a clockwork automaton, and I guess I did not decide to use my robot brethren, and I totally should have. I just kind of forgot that they existed, I'm gonna be honest. I got them all like near the end of the series. I used one of them once. yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you, Marionette. I did. I used a little disco doll and I was like, this doesn't do anything. And I left. I couldn't bear harming my kin. Yeah, and also they were so cute. They were so cool. I was fangirling so hard when I got all the automatons. I did them all at once. I did them all at the exact same time because I found Dampe and then I immediately got every automaton in the game. But it was great. Yeah, automatons are good. I'm gonna give them like a plus point, but they're not in this list. So let's get back to the rankings. Here we go. Didn't see my reaction, but the goodbye scene with Chai is so sweet. It is. It is. Look at it. Look at the hecking vibes. The Fi, the Midna, the Navi. Actually, fun fact, like none of Zelda's none of Link's companions actually stay with him post-game, except for Zelda. That's right, Spirit Tracks companion, best. Like all the rest of them are like, all right, game's over. We're freaking off into the distance. Bye. All right, back to the ratings. Let's go. There's a lot of echoes to talk about in this game, but I'm not gonna go through all of them. I don't think we have like time for that. I mean, come on, like there's so many echoes. Here, let's rank the ones that I like. Let's do that. Solid S+ tier. Here, this is like freaking best. These are the echoes that you're gonna use more than anything else. Bed. Bed good. Top tier bed. All salutes for bed. We stand a good bed. I banned bed healing and I still think bed was the best, okay? So solid. I'm gonna give like tree and box and table a solid B ranking because in the beginning of the game, you use these specific objects 1 height, 2 height, and 4 height to get through like pretty much everything, I'm gonna be honest. So I'll give them that. Boulder is like slightly used for some things. The echo list could be trimmed down to groups: beds, boomerang, boblins, statues, instead of being one individual. Oh yes, I've talked about the UI design. I'm gonna discuss the UI in a little bit, don't worry. We've got some complaints on that front. Echoes isn't a perfect game. But yeah, in terms of the echoes themselves, I'm gonna rank them on. I think this is pretty fine. The Igneo thing, I didn't like this actually. The fact that it takes 4 to summon is completely worthless. Like why so much? What the heck am I supposed to do with that? Water block. Yeah, no, plus. Taser, I agree. Water block, my beloved. I'm putting it at A because it's like infinite height. No, but it is infinite height. Ooh, okay, Infinite height as long as you're over a surface, and then with the swim plus, it's pretty good. Yeah, no, okay, fair enough. Bed being good in the game where the main character is the Zelda who spent years sleeping? Impossible. Yeah, I predicted this shit. I'll have you know, I put my Aurora theory out before the game was released, before the beds started showing up in the trailers. I'm just saying. Aurora theory is still live. I am redesigning Aurora as we speak. Okay, yeah, water block good. What else is good? What is this? I don't even know what this is. Trampoline! Okay, trampoline is not useful, but I like it. So we're gonna put it in A tier, okay? It's cute. It's a trampoline. Every time before stream started, I would just put trampolines in formations and I would boing between them. It's so nice, like boing, boing, boing. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. Firework. Look, I know Soul really likes fireworks, but like, they're pretty. I didn't use them for anything else. They're going bottom of B tier. Yeah, they're pretty though. I'm gonna give them that. What else is here? I did finally make a comic thing, huh? Let's go! I did it, Marionette! If you want to see the comic, click that link! Now Marionette doesn't have to be like, oh, click this link and then click that other link. I made the thing! I remembered! Let's go! Oh man, yeah, you guys can go check out my Zelda content if you want. I post a lot of Zelda stuff. I do it on Instagram, I post it on, many things. I don't know. Yeah, go check me out, I guess. I'm still in on all sites. Alright, anyways, back to this. Boomerang Bokoblin for the win. In mid-game, I was using this guy for literally everything. And wait, you know another guy I was using for literally everything? Where's the spinny? Wait, what? Where the frick is my spinny? There's no... Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, spin. Spin goes above even bed. Like, this guy is so good. You can essentially mob any ground boss with these things. Like, early to mid-game, spin thing best. Use the Beyblades. Kill everyone. Trust nobody. Fire Emblem. Okay, alright, anyways. Wizrobes, top tier. Freaking love all the Wizrobes, but Fire Wizrobe best, okay? We're gonna put them over here. Where's King Lizalfos? Because I think he genuinely wins. Yeah. Okay, King Lizalfos. When I found that the Lizalfos do like an insta strike, I was immediately like, holy shit, this is gonna be great for me. So I'm just saying, like I thought this whole time, I was like, all right, okay, like, you know, maybe enemies have this cooldown after you summon them so that you can't repeatedly resummon them and get like a bunch of attack out of it. But Lizalfos, I don't know, whatever. They immediately just got rid of that standard and I freaking love it. I think we should do that more often. Give me more fast summon enemies. The Dark Nuts is what I was doing that with before. So let me get level 1 Dark Nut out here. Yeah, I think I did level 1 and level 2. We'll put them around, well, okay, level 1 was not as great, I'm gonna be honest, but like level 2, we used him for a decent amount of things. Level 3 I think I used for a few things as well. Where is he at? Yeah, level 3, he deserves some stuff. Not above the Wizrobes, actually. I'm putting him down in A tier. The Dark Nuts were good, though. I think if you need, like, a big set of damage boosts at the same time, then you put in a Dark Nut, but other than that, we didn't really need them. If you needed somebody with a sword, I think I used this guy a few times. What else did I use a lot? Oh, Aerial Supremacy! Yeah! Albatross for the win! They're really no different than crows, but, like, they're nice. It's like the whole coded was pitched by Nomura when drunk thing. It was real? Wait. I don't know that specific reference. It's real to me because it's funny as hell. Yes, exactly. I get that part. Bed Echo is OP because Aurora will spend the next 100 years asleep. Exactly. See? It makes sense. She's so comfortable with that bed. One of her outfits is literally a bed outfit. Like, it's actually just pajamas. You get the Riju clone, Dona, you get her pajamas, and that's an outfit in the game. And it's really cute. Like, she's ready to go to sleep. It's perfect. What else is important? Let's see. Scrolling through the list. Look at all these guys. Look at them. What are we doing with these guys? Oh, Platboom! How could I forget my friend Platboom? He's not in C, don't worry. Platboom, top tier. When you need infinite height, this is actually where you go. Better than water, even, because you can summon Platbooms anywhere, as long as there's ground below you. Same thing with the water blocks, really. And they take you up much higher, so top tier. What else is there? Talus, Gibdos, Tektites, freaking hate those guys. Where's Floor Tile? Floor Tile, yes! Infinite horizontal. Hecking floor tiles. Let's go. This is my guy. This is my exact guy. Okay, I'm moving these guys to their own tier here. We're gonna add a row above. Clear. And then attack boys go down here. Wizrobes, okay, maybe Wizrobes are better than the Bokoblin, but this guy's use in mid-game was too good. Okay, I'm gonna put him here. Wizrobes here. Albatross below the Wizrobes there. Okay, what else? Did I use any of these? Oh, spikes are kind of nice. Early game, we used some spikes for everything. Put a spike in, like, A tier. I think that's basically... Oh, Bombfish. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Bombfish. Thanks, AJ. Bombfish good. Bombfish good, but only in rather specific circumstances. I'm gonna put him here. Yeah, I'm gonna put him here. Alright, what else? Armos? I don't think we used any of those. This guy does some good damage, but, like, not very often. I think it was slightly worse than the Dark Nuts, so a little bit after the Dark Nuts. Anglerfish, Keese. I don't think I used any of these anymore. Oh, how can I not rate Ignizol? This is just... this is just my personal preference, okay? Ignizol cute. Like, look at him. He's adorable. Come on. Redeads? I did use them for a cute. Yeah, okay. I'll give you a Redead. I'll give you one Redead. He's not going any higher than A tier, though, because I remember doing this specific strat with, like, dropping spikes and specific strats with, like, using shields. But Redead for freeze, we used, like, once or twice, but not quite as often as we would have liked. Sleepy Zelda or Tomboy Zelda, Sleepy Tomboy Zelda. Exactly. Why not both, Mars? Why not both? You see my plan. Oh, I liked this dude in the beginning, too. But we didn't end up using him too much afterwards. Yeah, P-Hats I actually hate across the Zelda series. Like, I hate fighting them. But I ended up enjoying them quite thoroughly in this game. It was actually funny, because I hate floor tiles, too. Like, I have a specific clip on my series from many years before this game came out, where I was like, floor tiles are the worst, I hate them, they're the worst thing, I genuinely hate them so much. But yeah, I liked them in this game, because you get to use them now, and then I'm like, ha! Now you can all see why I hate you so much, let's go! Lino, that's a good one. I didn't use the Lino, because I got the Lino at the end of the game. Like, I finished everything else, and then I got the Lino. I think the one thing I haven't done yet is fight Lanmola. Because I didn't know Lanmola existed. I'm gonna go back to the Gerudo Desert and find Lanmola wherever Lanmola is. And I'm gonna go fight him. There's also a blue outfit. Do you need like an amiibo to get that? Because I don't have that outfit. The blue Zelda-looking outfit. If anyone knows how to get that, tell me. Because I'm gonna probably do that too. maybe when the stream is over even. Oh, who knows? That is a Zelda amiibo. God damn it, don't freaking have that. I have the Luigi amiibo. Does that count? Because I went to Super Mario Land and I got the Luigi amiibo there because it's so cute. And it's in a wristband and you can like do things in the park. Okay, alright, this is unrelated. What else was useful? I don't think I used any of these for anything other than this. Freeze Ray was nice on one boss fight, so it goes here. But it's not pretty like the fireworks, so it goes below this. This guy gets a C ranking because I hated him. Oh wait, yeah, I get to put things I hate. Oh, I like the electric spikes. They actually freeze people and they're super fast about it. Yo, you found the clip. You found the clip. Yeah, that's the clip, Mariana. Thank you so much. I'd forgotten where that clip was. That's awesome. Yeah, go check out that clip if you want to see me genuinely complain about floor tiles. Like, I'm not making this up. I've always hated floor tiles. Good times. This is Cloud Erasure. Yeah, Cloud sucks. Where's the Cloud? I'm putting him... Okay, maybe ahead of Tree. Fine, I'll be nice. But yeah, Cloud sucks. Like, yes, it's infinite height, but like, you have plat booms, and you can stack plat booms by that type in the game, so it's fine. It's one of my top-rated all-time clips. Wow, people like watching me die to floor tiles? Shit. Okay, fine. You're gonna like Adventure of Link then. You're really gonna like Adventure of Link. We're starting that next. I'm hecking starting that next. God damn it, I'm so scared. Freaking terrified. I don't want to play Adventure of Link. I'm kidding, I really want to. Gyptos are bad in this game because they should die faster. No, I'm kidding. We'll put them here. I don't like them. I don't like Gyptos, I never have. Laser eyes. Yeah, nothing else is special here. Oh, I hate these guys. Bed, but fancy. Oh, Tornado Boys. I like Tornado Boys. Crows are nice, but they're worse than Albatross just because I like Albatross. I'm being a little bit biased. We'll put the Lionel on too. We didn't actually do that, but like, here. I feel like Lionel deserves a good rating, right? Right? But like, see, okay, in Fire Emblem, for example, I rank units by their utility and by their availability. Lionel's availability is so bad that like, I can't do anything with him. Here, I'm putting him here. Cloud, who are you? Platboom, I'm you, but better. Yeah, and Platboom is available from the start. Like, come on, like, Soul, you have to admit, Cloud is like the ethos of the game. Versus like Pent. Platboom is the Pent, okay? This is a Fire Emblem 7 reference, just don't worry about it. Oh, Shark! How could I possibly not rank Shark? Okay, wait, Shark, below the Wizrobes, and below my boy Boomerang Moblin. And Fire Wizrobe gets a special mention just for, I like lighting things on fire, like, I'm not gonna lie. Whole Mill gets used to solve puzzles, which is nice, so he gets to be above Cloud. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't think I used any of the rest of this. Alright, and now we get to check. Now I get to see for sure, because I have kept this open, believe it or not. Hold on. Here, press this, press here. Turn this on. And now I finally get to check how I can look at... I gotta get my results. I gotta check and see which my most used echoes are. I don't want to start a system update, thank you. Cloud is pent for people that got Eric killed. Okay, look, I'm a huge fan of mages, alright? In FE7, I used all the mages. Like, I had Erk, I had Pent, I had all of them, you know? Let's go. Here we go. Yes. Actual Mothula Eraser. I didn't use Mothula all that much. I used it like twice when you told me to, Soul. Like, you were like, hey, you should use Mothula here, and I'm like, alright, fine. If you want, I'll use Mothula. And then I did. I was like, okay, Mothula decent. And then I just did not go back to it. I'm gonna admit. You can't get me. You can't get me here. Alright, let's check most used. Lizalfos level 3. Let's go! How does this match my rankings? Wait. Here's the... Okay, wait, hold on, Oren. Here's the ranking. Here's the ranking. Shit. It went away. Wait. No, come back. There. Here's the ranking, and here's the actual list. Let's go. Okay, yeah, this is... this is what I remember. This is perfect. This is exactly correct. Let's go. Lizalfo's king for the win, by the way. Like, I just want to actually say, if you ever feel like you're not doing anything in a boss fight, just resummon Lizalfo's king. Or any Lizalfos, including this boy. He's good too. Flying tiles are the best. Honestly, if I summoned them more often, they'd be higher up on the list. But like, I mean, because they're so useful, I didn't need to summon them more often. Like, I'm just saying. Old Bed... No, he's good. He's Old Bed. What do you mean? He's in 4th place. I'm gonna draw like the top maybe like 4 or 5 things on this list. I guess 5. I'm gonna draw a Lizalfo's king, a block of water, a path blade, an old bed, and like a sea urchin. This is my throne. Oh, I want to draw a flying tile too. I really like the flying tiles. Goddamn. Oh, and the Ignizel. Ugh, I've already done an Ignizel. Wait, I put it in A tier? Oh, you're right. I did move it down to A tier, didn't I? Oh, I put it all the way in A tier? Oh, you right. You right. How did bed get this low? No, I need to move it up. I need to move it up here. It can be this high. I like bed. We changed one thing. What else do I change with this? Is there anything else that doesn't fit this list? Here, let's find out. Trampoline is a lot higher than I expected. That's because I keep resummoning them. That doesn't actually reflect how much I use them in the game. It's just because I keep resummoning them before stream starts. Bed good. Bed really good. Character development. Yeah, I'm just going straight through like a whole ass character arc where I go from floor tiles suck and we should kill them all to now I can enslave them. I don't think that's a character arc, Mob. I think I've strictly decreased my... Oh no, this is bad. The Lizalfos King gets to splash in his natural habitat, 1x1 water block. I think he's bigger than that water block. I think his head's gonna stick outside it. And there's just a path blade under him. Like he's kind of like half swimming and then there's like a path blade. And he's like riding it like a Roomba. God damn. Alright, did I put Bombfish high enough? I didn't. But like, Bombfish is, despite using it more, it's not as useful, come on, as like the Wizrobes, the Shark, the Albatross. Fair enough. Frog Ring does make Crate go up, this is true. However, I still think Water Block is better, because Swim Ring makes Water Block better than Crate by a significant amount. Yeah. Alright, yeah, this is my solidified final list. Oh wait, how could I possibly have a Zelda list and not put pots on them? They're going in C tier, but only because Link is gonna break them. So I can't summon any, right? Like, if I summon some pots, then Link is just gonna break them. Like, what can I do about that? You know, SMH. Alright, yeah, there you go. Final tier list. Top tier. +1. Wait, can we make it even? Hold on. Here. The pots go back. And we keep the fancy pot. Yeah, now it's even. Let's go. Okay. How do I save this? Save. Wait, no. No. Let me save. Save. Download image. It's doing its best. Give it a few seconds. This is true. I did get excited about the horse and then never use it. Okay, so even in like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I was like, ooh, horse. Wow, so cool, so fun. And then, yeah, I didn't use them either. Because, I mean, you have so many better mobility options at that point. Like, you've already gotten the floor tile by the time you pick up the horse. So, like, what's the point? I can just fly everywhere. You can't echo the horse? Yeah, why can't I echo the horse? Why can't I kill a horse and then copy its corpse? I guess that's why. I'm answering my own question. Yeah, no, I mean, I would give it a higher ranking, but I genuinely didn't use it all that much. Sad but true. Just while we're on the topic of echoes, though, I did want to say the echoes themselves are just implemented in such a freaking amazing manner. So the way this game was pitched to me, first of all, like the original time I saw the first trailer, right? First of all, immediately everybody messaged me because they're like, shit, there's a game called like Echoes of Wisdom. Like, oh my gosh, you're gonna like this one. And I'm like, heck yeah, I will. So I was kind of like excited already. When they go over how echoes work at the beginning of the game, oh wait. Yeah, it's right here. There we go. They go over how echoes work at the beginning of the game, and I was like cautiously optimistic because I'd seen the trailers, I'd seen like how a few things looked like they would work in the game, but I still kind of thought to myself like, oh, okay, like, but what makes this better than just fighting as Link, right? Like, it's gotta be something that's so useful that I decide to use it over normal sword combat, and I'm a huge fan of normal sword combat, so, right? They made it so fun that I enjoyed using it. And as someone, like, I'm not a Pokemon fan. I'm not even usually a fan of, like, summons or using summons or, like, monsters or like, animals or anything like that. I genuinely prefer to just go in and attack things, but in as strategic a manner as possible. And they made the echoes so strategic. So I want to talk about specific times. Like, I think we were fighting, like, some fire creature, and I was like, maybe an Ignazol or something. This was near the beginning of the game. And I was like, what if you summon a tornado thing and, like, send it at the guy? And I did, and it like puts out the fire and it makes the Ignazol easier to fight. Like, that's insane. You can pick up rocks and you can throw them, so you can summon more rocks and then pick up those rocks and throw them. It's so good. You can fight an enemy, and then that makes it so that each time when you find a new enemy, it's new and exciting because you're like, oh, if I kill this guy, I can steal him and use him wherever the frick I want. That's insane. I guess the discoverability in this game was unmatched. Because each time you enter a new segment, a new cave, a new region, each time you find something new, it's now on you to defeat it. And likewise, there isn't some weird-ass collectabilities system that did used to exist in like a bunch of other Zelda games, I will admit. So you're never like compelled to fight enemies. It's usually like if you want to fight them, you can fight them. And if you don't want to fight them, you don't have to. Unless you haven't fought that one before, in which case you should probably fight it so you can kill it and you can take its corpse and resummon it again whenever you need them. My villain arc begins just so I can echo a horse. I mean, at this point, we've already set fire to like multiple things. Tune in for Triangle Strategy, folks. I did set fire to a hospital in my earlier Deathless playthrough. It was necessary. I promise it was a valid strategy. It was also a shady hospital, okay? Like, I did it for a reason, I promise. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I think they implemented the echoes in such a stellar way, and it added to the gameplay not just in that you can use the echoes, but it also added a collectible that feels very worthwhile to collect as you're going through the game. So, like, top-tier gameplay experience, top-tier everything, literally. I enjoyed it so much. I cannot praise the ecosystem anymore. That said, while we're on the topic of echoes, I think the elephant in the room, the elephant that has been cloned, unfortunately, into the room, is the UI system. God freaking damn freaking music. Hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this off until the ad goes away. Nice. Okay, so the elephant in the room is the Echoes UI, which was copied directly over from Tears of the Kingdom, and really, really sucks. I don't know, they could have done so many things to make it better. I posted on my Discord someone on Reddit designed a thing that, like, just looks way better than what we got. I think my solution is actually really simple, not even as cool and fancy as the one that was on Reddit. I really like just when you get the Echo menu, you should have the entire list go out like horizontally from you, just like you do in the original, but then there should be multiple segments, like enemies, or like moblin type enemies. I don't know, like, actually, no, we don't need moblins specifically. We can do like land enemies, sea enemies, flying enemies, maybe like, I don't know, we can split the items into 2 separate categories as well, like, I don't know what categories, but like some categories like food items or something, building items, items that move, I don't know, whatever, something like that. And you should be able to scroll vertically through those and then horizontally through the list of actual things. That said, I did switch to using, as you see here, the last used system, which I think was actually pretty useful. But what it does do is it kind of stops you from using the rest of your echoes. It's kind of a little bit sad, you know, because if you're going to continue using last use, you're never really motivated to use whatever the newest echo you've got is. I did try by just going back to the end of the list and trying to resummon things from the end of the list whenever possible. But by the end of the game, like you're seeing here, I wasn't really doing that. There's only like a few echoes you really need. And then once you've found those echoes, you kind of stick with them pretty much. Beds and all the rest. Just one section for beds and then every other item but beds, exactly. Oh yeah, thank you for posting the Discord link, folks. If you want to join the Discord link, it's right there, !Discord. I play tactics games, so we like to talk about tactics and strategy, and I also play Zelda games at this point. And RPGs too. Huge fan of Octopath Traveler. We played Live Alive on stream, that was a good time. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. RPGs and tactics games, that's me. Usually challenge runs of them. Stop by, there'll be more of that. Okay, yeah, Echoes, I think that's all I have to say about them. They're great, I really liked them. Can we get this again? I don't know. See, this is the sort of thing, when I was doing my Fire Emblem Engage full review, it was difficult for me to say that we should have Engage rings again, because it was something that was so unique to the storyline of the game, that having them again in another game would kind of be, like, how would you work it into the world? Like, I think the same thing applies here. Echoes are so intrinsic to this specific world. I don't know how you could make it work in another game, and that actually makes me really excited to see what Nintendo comes up with next, because this is so new and exciting that, I mean, I don't know, they've got to have something planned, right? While we're talking about echoes, I might as well go ahead and talk about the other mechanics you have access to in this game as well. So you have Bind. It's the thing where you shoot Tryout and, like, you know, grab stuff. You have Sword Mode, which is when you get possessed by, I don't know, like the hero's spirit or something. Or the sword itself, I don't know. And you suddenly became able to use Link's skills, question mark? Like, did Zelda know how to fight with a sword before that? I feel like no. I feel like she is specifically being possessed by, like, the hero spirit. But it's great. Top tier. I will give the game points for making the sword limit thing, or the sword mode thing, have a limit, because that forces you to use echoes. I'm glad they did that. I did see the developers talk about it a little bit and discuss the fact that they were going to make that happen so that you try to, like, give people more of like a, oh, summon the echoes thing. Yeah. Surprised that Zelda wasn't able to use actual spells. I actually completely see why Zelda wasn't able to use actual spells. In a game with a system like echoes, you've got to rely on the echoes. If you give anyone any other method of combat, it becomes too easy to use that instead. So when I was playing Hades 2 earlier, I was talking about that game, specifically how they designed the magic system such that it's not powerful enough, because I just found myself using the normal-ass physical fighting system from Hades 1, and there were limits on the new magic system, and there weren't any limits on the old physical system, so I wasn't incentivized to try out the new one. I think in this game, they neatly sidestepped that by making the echoes the main mode of combat and putting limits on everything else. So players are forced to, but in a good way, try out the new system. So I'm gonna go, that's actually really cool. Like, I like that, I think that's great. They could do another one with Phantom Zelda possessing a variety of NPCs and enemies. Yeah, let's go! Come on! I want a sequel to Spirit Tracks set in the same world where, like, I don't know, Miletus comes back and allies with Ganon or some shit. Like, bring back Chancellor Cole. I want Byrne to show up halfway through and, like, no one's gonna remember who that guy is. And, like, Zelda possesses things like Mario Odyssey. Come on, let's go. But yeah, no, that wouldn't have fit in this game, and I'm glad they didn't put any of that stuff in this game. The game is focused on the echoes, and the echoes were used brilliantly. So, top tier. Good stuff. Yeah, just really good stuff. I remember, so I read a little bit about it before even playing, I think before finishing the game, maybe while playing the game, I don't remember exactly when I read it, but from what I read, and I could be wrong about this, there was an interview somewhere, they talked about how they developed the game and how they developed the echoes. And I think the main concept was, first, the echoes. And then the devs thought, okay, how could we, like, implement this and have the players use the echoes and not use the sword? And then they're like, okay, maybe Link isn't the right character for this. Maybe we do this, but with Zelda. And that's how they came up with the whole Zelda concept. And I really, really like that. I do give Nintendo a lot of flack for, like, not focusing on the lore. But in some cases, actually in most cases, I'm gonna admit, they do this gameplay first concept, and it works very, very well for them. Like, they make sure the gameplay works, that the gameplay is fun, and then they kind of base the story around that. And in this case, I'm gonna say they did both well, which brings us to our next topic. Let's go to lore. Hecking lore. So much to say on lore and story and plot. I usually spend not a lot of time talking about plot, but this is a Zelda game, right? I'll keep it succinct, right? Okay, so the plot of Echoes of Wisdom goes like this, and I think many of you have already played the game or watched me play the game, so I'm not going to summarize it into like a lot of detail or anything, but there are different areas in the game. You go through each one. You are trying to build up this little tri-boy right here. He's the little yellow sphere that's following me. You're trying to build up power on that guy, and you're also trying to save Link, who has been, at first, you think, possessed, but then at the end you find out he's been captured. You want to free that dude, and you also want to close up the rifts. There's like rifts everywhere. They have broken up holes in the world, and if you go into a rift, you can save the people that have been sucked into the rift by putting the rift all back together again, and setting the world to rights, just like some sort of a Zelda. And it's great. I think it's really cool. The best thing that they ever did was make this game... Yeah, okay, AJ, exactly what I was about to say. The best thing they did is make this game fit the actual series. Like, what the frick? Holy shit, you mean Nintendo cares about its lore? Like, when was that? When did that happen? I was so, like, shocked. I don't know. I went into this game not expecting anything in terms of lore, okay? Because, like, I have been burned so much. Okay, I'm being a little mean. But, like, we all played Tears of the Kingdom. I streamed part of my run of Tears of the Kingdom. It's a long game. Like, I ended up playing some of it outside of the stream itself. But I streamed most of the important parts pretty much, including the final segment. And I think I commented specifically on Tears of the Kingdom during both my review and during the final segment. I was like, okay, this was a good game, but like, why does it forget about every previous game? Like, what's about that? Like, it doesn't even remember Breath of the Wild existed. It's kind of weird, actually. Like, it throws away as much previous lore as possible in favor of setting up something new. And not even in ways that are, like, necessary or anything. Like, Raru and Sonia did not have to be the first founders of Hyrule. Like, it literally could have just been like, hey, Sonia is the current queen of Hyrule, and I'm this new race that showed up from the sky, and my name is Raru. Sonia says it's funny that my name is the same as this old guy who used to be the Sage of Light. Makes sense, because I have light powers. Maybe there's something there. Like, he doesn't say any of that shit, though. He's just like, yeah, I'm this guy, and I was always a god, and everybody revered the goat people. Yeah, it turns out the goat people have always been gods, but you didn't know it. In the last 20 games, we never talked about this shit. So yeah, I don't know. It's just Nintendo and not caring about the lore name and more iconic duo, right? Ah, shit. You're right. Okay, but this one they really did. They talked about the lore. They made it all work out, and I gotta give them props for that. So, in this game, I think a lot of people have different timeline placements for this game, but I've already talked about why I think this game is where it is, but I'm gonna say it in more detail now. So, You can tell from the fact that Ganon exists and that Ganon has been cloned from a previous Ganon, and that Ganon uses the exact same attacks as A Link to the Past, Oracle of Ages, etc., that this game has to take place after A Link to the Past and Oracle of Ages. There are some things here from Link Between Worlds, but not a lot, so I would say after Link Between Worlds as well. I think it also fits because the Laurel, like, fragment things kind of feel to me a little bit like the start of the rifts. Like, the rifts that were happening in A Link Between Worlds seem like cracks in the universe that were appearing, that link this world to Laurel, and maybe all of that was happening and it was sort of the sign of Null beginning to break out, and then maybe some number of years afterwards, this game happens, and the rifts have become too big, and everything is going down, and it's like, I don't know, what are we gonna do, you know, that sort of thing. And then you can also tell, so I was talking about the bosses earlier. I did go through all the bosses, and I think I said earlier that, so 17 bosses in this game, maybe less or more. I counted them all, I could have been off by one or something, and all but 2 of them are direct references to other Zelda games. All but 3 of them are direct references to games before that specific point in the timeline. So, if you say that this game happens after most of the games in the Downfall timeline, so A Link to the Past, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes, and then this, if you accept that this is the place of that game, then all of the bosses that you currently fight in Echoes of Wisdom could have conceivably been cloned from actual pre-era bosses in the world itself. Like, it's not just Nintendo pulling the bosses from different points in the chronology of, like, their series. It's more like Null himself went through the games and pulled the bosses out, and I think that's great, and it works the lore in. And then you have like this whole, I actually don't know why they call it the Prime Energy and not the Triforce, but we do have the Triforce, and it works by all the Triforce rules, which is great. I freaking love it. When you get the Triforce in Ocarina of Time, Ganon reaches the Triforce, and because his heart is not balanced or something like that, the Triforce splits, and power goes to Ganon, but wisdom and courage go to Zelda and Link respectively, and the same thing happens here. You get the Prime Energy, or the bad guy gets the Prime Energy, and then because their heart isn't balanced, it splits, and then power goes to the person who has power, something something. Usually you expect that the Triforce, the pieces of the Triforce will go to the person who embodies that virtue the most, and they did it! They did the same thing here, it's great, I love it. The crystal that, like, Link is trapped in, that's the exact same crystal that Zelda is trapped in Ocarina of Time. It makes sense that the boss would have taken that mechanic and used it again. Legend got this close to fighting Null. Exactly! Legend could have fought him. It's just that, I guess, the rifts didn't progress enough. Like, that's probably what it is. They saved everyone. The whole Null thing, if it had happened earlier, would have really wrecked the world, actually. Oh, another thing. Okay, so in this game, the entire map, wait, okay, hold on, so watch this. This is the map, yeah, and then, oh, it did not leave. Oh, this one left, okay, here, let's make the other thing leave. There we go. Oh, it's just like, God, it's going, come back, yeah. All right, pressing every button until the game works. All right, the map you see here is centered around Hyrule Castle, which is rather, like, that's normal for the series, but it's genuinely the freaking map from A Link to the Past, but with more regions added on. I think that is so cool. Like, I remember this stuff from A Link to the Past. It is amazing. Link's house used to be right here. This is where Link's house was. Someone killed it. They took down Link's house. And then there was, you go up here, there didn't used to be a castle town, but now there is a castle town. Like, they've built a castle town around the place. I love it. Kakariko Village is a little far, but that's okay. It did used to be here. There was like a church sanctuary place. There was a graveyard right there. This specific, like, lake area is here. There's a dungeon in there in the Dark World. Hylia, like, Lake Hylia is here. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. There's, like, the desert area here. This all exists. Literally, this specific structure is a dungeon in A Link to the Past. Like, that is how much detail they put into keeping the map the same. And then as you go to the outside, you find new regions, which makes total sense, because this Link goes on more adventures in Oracle of Ages and Seasons, and actually meets many of these people. Not the Gerudo are new, but, so, let's see. So there's, like, the River Zora already existed in A Link to the Past, but the Sea Zora, who were added in Ocarina of Time, I think, for the first time, is where we meet, like, the Sea Zora properly. Like, they're, like, the beautiful-looking Zora. those guys actually show up again in Oracle of Ages, and at the end of Oracle of Ages, which I played just before playing this, the Zora comment that they're looking for a new place to call home. So I think it is absolutely brilliant. It fits so perfectly in the story for the Oracle of Ages Zoras, like the Sea Zora, who are in a different country called Labrina. After all this time, they have decided to move, and as a race, they all pack up and they form diplomatic ties with the Kingdom of Hyrule, and they move next to Hyrule, and they, I don't know, like join in with all the people, and they kind of meet the River Zoras. And the River Zoras, by the way, usually are bad and they're like shooting at Link and stuff, but in A Link Between Worlds, the River Zoras actually become peaceful because Queen Orin, who is one of the River Zoras, decides that she's gonna help Link. She's like one of the 7 sages in Link Between Worlds. So it makes sense, if this game is after A Link Between Worlds, for Queen Orin of the River Zoras to be like, all right, okay, we're gonna like pack up and move, and we're gonna like settle in with the Sea Zoras maybe, and we're all gonna have this water kingdom off to the side. It's perfect, it's so good. And the Gorons lived in Oracle of Ages in like, it was kind of like Death Mountain-ish, but they're in, well, they're in Labrina. Were they also in Holodrum? I think they were, yeah. They're in both countries. They can show up whenever they want, honestly. They're the Gorons. They're in, like, every game. But it makes sense for them to have moved here. Or maybe this is Holodrum. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really look like Holodrum, to be honest. But, like, it could be. I don't know. I'm not gonna complain if they change the map a little bit. Point being that it makes sense for all these races to have existed from the time of Ocarina of Time through like Oracle of Ages and Seasons, maybe just off on the borders outside of the regions of A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, and then come back in during this time. And this also works great for my arc with the Zelda from A Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past and Oracle of Ages, because I've combined them, and her specific arc was diplomacy. She was bringing all the races together, and I started that like a year before, and it works. It's perfect. I love it. So I'm glad that this game fits the lore, and it also fits what I saw out of the lore. So Nintendo had the same thought. Like, not that they were influenced by me or anything, but like they had the same thoughts that I had when looking at the Zelda franchise, and I love it. And I know that a lot of fans have these thoughts as well, so I'm glad. I'm very, very glad. It is so cool. Yes, Drat and Kushara are cool, okay? River Zora and Sea Zora haven't existed in the same game since Wait, no, hold on. Since Oracle of Ages, there we go. Since Oracle of Ages, and that was the year 2001, I think. Yeah, 2001. That was 23 years ago, okay? There's no other game they have existed in the same game. It is only that one game in which they are both there. So, like, it's really cool, okay? I was freaking out. I loved it. It was awesome. And the Deku people! I love the Deku people so much. I have my theories from Majora's Mask that there are 3 races in Majora's Mask. There's the Gorons, there's the Zoras, they're the Sea Zoras, not the River Zoras, and then there's the Deku people. And I've always thought that because Majora's Mask is this sort of parallel universe, the races there symbolize power, wisdom, and courage more than the real races of Hyrule ever did. So I like to think that these Zoras are wisdom. I mean, you know, they've always been. Their symbol on top of their houses is literally the symbol of wisdom. The Gorons have always represented power, and I like to think the Deku people represent courage. So it made a lot of sense for this game to have the Deku people be like the Farron wetlands, like in the Courage place, where Farron is based on Furor, the goddess of courage in the Zelda series. Obviously my theory gets broken down a little bit because the Yetis, I guess, are the race of wisdom in this one, but like, I mean, I really don't think they are. Like, I think it's still the Zoras. It's just that they don't happen to live in the exact Lineario Highlands, okay? Alright, it's fine. It's fine. Don't question it. Anyways, I enjoyed that. The one thing that is a little bit incongruous is actually the Yetis, bringing me up to that point in the plot. I didn't hate that, though. I thought that was really nice. The Yetis are a nice callback to Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess happens in a different timeline from this one, but I mean, like, who am I to say that the Yetis didn't also exist off-screen in Ocarina of Time or something? And yes, I don't know, they probably just got, like, moved over into this. Like, they were just probably off screen for the entire series somewhere. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with thinking that. And the Yetis we meet aren't specific callbacks to people like, I forgot what their names are, like Yedo and Yeda or something, the ones in Twilight Princess. We don't meet those specific people, so it doesn't break the timeline or anything. I can assume that their race existed before Ocarina of Time as well. There is actually a snow race that sort of reminds me of them called the Yuk. They're from Phantom Hourglass only, if I remember properly. The Anuki are somewhat similar. They're like these weird reindeer snow creatures wearing like, but they're like kind of like fat, chubby reindeers. How do you describe the Anuki? They wear like snow parkas. Yeah, the Anuki and the Yuk are snow creatures that exist in Phantom Hourglass and Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Yeah, I don't know, they're kind of Yeti-ish. So I guess there's like Yetis in every timeline. I'm okay with that. We just need Ice Zora to live in the wintry wisdom area. I mean, Zoras have been frozen over already, actually. In Majora's Mask, the Zora realm. See, this is the fun thing about the Zoras. They've been in enough Zelda games, and they're not like impervious like the Gorons. So the Zoras have faced like every freaking calamity. Like, Sometimes the water's too hot. Sometimes the water's too cold. Sometimes they're all frozen. Sometimes the water's poisoned. How many ways can we save the Zora? Find out next time. Sometimes there's too much water, like in Breath of the Wild. Oh man, poor Zoras. They're always getting wrecked. The Dekus are in the Courage place. Where's the green lightning element where you get the sanction from the Courage Golden Goddess? Yeah, they're the Courage race. Exactly. It makes sense. Just don't pay attention to the Linear region, okay? Just pretend that the Zora region is the Linear region. It's all fine. But yeah, I've spoken a lot about the plot, and I genuinely could continue for longer because they've done such a good job with the world building and the story and the plot and tying it all together. Talking about the plot more specifically, I like the little character arcs that each character goes through. So you encounter something new and different in each of the territories you come to. There's 5 in general, right? Yeah, there's 5. There's basically 5 here. We can look at them too. So there's, well, come back. No, my map. Do not disappear. I need this. Okay, there we go. Is this as fast as I can scroll? Can I not do any fast in this? All right. So I did the Gerudo region first. In the Gerudo region, you find Dona, who is a young warrior. She's not necessarily struggling to be noticed or anything, but she does want to prove herself, and she trusts you. She trusts that you have the ability to close the rifts. Meanwhile, the advisor to her mother is saying, no, you don't. And halfway through the arc, despite the fact that you have done everything you can, the advisor is like, no, we'll never trust you. And then you start suspecting that something is up because this advisor is saying a lot of stuff against Zelda here, and like, no one would possibly be that untrusting, right? Like, I mean, probably not, right? And it turns out that the Queen of the Gerudo had the exact same thought, and when the original Facet gets saved from a rift, when the original advisor gets saved from a rift, she turns around and spears the fake advisor through the chest right in front of you, and I'm like, holy shit. And she's like, I knew it. I knew all along this was a fake. I was just occupying her so that my daughter could go out there and find what needs to be done. And she did. She found you, and I trust you. Let's go, Zelda. Beat up the rift. And you're like, yeah, it was great. I loved it. All right, hold on. I gotta sneeze a little bit. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, and then I think the second place I went to was the Zora place. Yeah, I think it was. And the Zora place, of course, has a series of harmony, I guess. They're interested in music, which I also think is amazing. The Zelda series, in my opinion, needs more music in it. Like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom kind of got rid of the whole musical aspect of Zelda, but ever since the olden days, there have been musical instruments all throughout the series. Sometimes you get to play them, even. This one, you don't really get to play them, but I do like the fact that the Zora do, at least. The Sea Zoras and the River Zoras have contrasting styles of music, and at first they cannot play together, and they argue, and they get very mad at each other, and the leaders especially seem to hate each other. But then, while working together to free Jabu Jabu from the clutches of evil, finds out that they're actually kind of like good friends, and they've always been friends, and they just kind of quarrel sometimes, and they make up really quickly. And yeah, I think everybody ships them at this point. It was good. It was really good. The Gerudo are always badass. Yes, they are. They're so cool. I like Dona. I will say Riju was always one of my favorite characters, like in maybe the whole series. So seeing Dona again kind of was like a little bit of a Riju clone, but she's got her own personality and stuff. And her mom accepts her at the end. I love that. It was great. She's also like, yeah, not an orphan, I guess this time. Rip Riju, I'm so sorry. The game is pretty cartoony and is obviously made to be approachable, but the stabbed in the back moment was brutal. It was. And I really recommend doing the Gerudo place first, almost because of that. I went in and I didn't really expect that level of story. And then I was like, oh, this game is gonna have plot. I like that. And just to tell you what I was expecting, Skyward Sword's plot is you go to a new place, you find Zelda, but you're a little bit too late. Zelda leaves, and then you fight the boss. Like, that's it. And then this happens like multiple times in a row. And then the second half of the game is you go to a place and you have to like beat this one specific thing, and then you just do that multiple times in a row. And the characters are really strong in Skyward Sword, but the plot is not great. I was expecting that level, I'm gonna be admitting. Like, that's basically what I expected. But yeah, Zora's good little arc. I love the fact that they learn to work together in the end. And I like that both their races exist, and I like that both their races start to get along, actually. And when you really look at it, it turns out they've been getting along this whole time, actually. They're just kind of... like, it's not like they're, like, openly racist toward each other or anything, either. Like, the two advisors are, like, genuinely friends, too. They're like, damn, why do our bosses fight so much? What the frick? I find that hilarious. And good arc. I think the next one I did was the Goron region, which is up here somewhere. Yeah, Goron region. Also, let's keep something playing here. Let me just turn this back on. Yep. All right, there we go. Can I even get a clip of the Goron region? Let's find our guy. Our guy Darstan here. Lava Land. This is where we were Darstoning around. Yeah, there we go. So Darston's arc is actually really cool. He's a Goron, but he's also kind of a strategist, and he doesn't do things the way that Gorons do. He has a slate of rules that his, I think, late father gave him, and he is bound and determined to follow them as much as he can, but sometimes those rules kind of conflict with his rather logical, somewhat wise, maybe, way of looking at things. So he has these rules, and he's trying to kind of conflate them with his own way of leadership, and with the way that everybody around him seems to expect him to be. I like it. I think that's really great. And he gets over that because he realizes that he can do things his own way and still be a good leader for the tribe. He learns to believe in himself. That's great. I love it. And I love when one guy who's like kind of a nerd is like, hey, you know what? Maybe I can be a nerd and also be strong. Like, yeah, let's go. Nerds everywhere freaking unite. His people end up believing in him, and he does too. I do think the final scene was like a little bit contrived that you get in that arc, where so he takes the slate that has all his father's rules on it, and he like puts it into a crack in the rock, and he's like, okay, no, a normal punch wouldn't break this rock, but if I punch the slate into the rock, I can use it like a fulcrum and slice the rock open, but it'll destroy the slate, and I'm okay with that. And he just does it, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, oh, damn, like, it's a little contrived, but like, it's kind of good, actually. But it's still a little bit contrived, so I gotta give it some minus points. Still kind of cute. Probably the weakest arc in the story is the Cobweb Candy arc over here. So, I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's just that, yeah, I mean, doesn't have any, like, deep themes to it or anything. But hey, I mean, every now and then we can use a fun arc where one guy's house gets eaten by a bunch of rift things and all the entire realm is just addicted to spiderwebs. This is fine, I guess. Like, yay. I don't actually... I don't think there's any... The deep theme here is like, don't go along with fads, I guess, but the Deku people also don't learn their lesson by the end, so GG, I guess, whatever. The bosses argue like a married couple. Oh wait, yeah, exactly. Drad and Kashara forever. It's very funny to me. Quick tangent. It's very funny to me that before this game came out, people were shipping Echo with Kashara, because people looked at the girl Zora and they immediately thought like, okay, we want lesbian relationship between Princess and girl Zora because it's gonna mirror Link and Sidon, and I'm kind of. Not that I have anything against that specific ship. Like, yeah, Link and Sidon is good too. Not that I complain about it, but I love how the game actually just subverted all of that, and I haven't seen any Zelda Kashara stuff that since, which is sad actually. But whatever. Oh man. Yeah, I think it caught people off guard that they were gonna do this arc, but it was good. It was really good. That said, I ship Fable and Maple, so I want to see that. Where's Maple? Maple's not in this game. That's the real sign that this isn't the Hero of Legend. No Maple. Cobweb Candy was a goofy arc for a goofy species. Yeah, I guess, So, to be fair, the Deku people have only ever been used properly in a game once, and that was Majora's Mask, in which every arc is dark. So believe it or not, the Deku people have a 100% darkness rate, but now it's only 50% because their arc is super lighthearted. In Majora's Mask, you meet the Deku people and you find out that there's some kind of sad stuff going on, actually. The Deku butler's son has just passed away. You're wearing his corpse as a mask. And when he sees you, he remembers his dead son. And he does a few certain things about it. You rescue the princess because the princess has been trapped. That's why the Deku kid was actually killed to begin with. The princess knows you look like her lost boyfriend slash lover slash friend, I don't know. It's actually rather sad to begin with, but that's just how Majora's Mask works. Everything is sad in Majora's Mask. So I do agree that this one was rather fitting. They didn't want to go too hardcore on the Deku people of all people, and I like that. I think that's nice. The lesson they learn is don't eat spiderwebs. Yeah, no, I mean, if you're gonna pull like a moral out of it, like if I have to pull a moral, then I'd say like don't follow the latest fad just because it's a fad. But like honestly, nothing bad really happens to them because they ate things like, I mean, they eat the spiderwebs and they're like completely fine. Like, I was actually rather confused by this. I was like, wait, are they like gonna get poisoned or something? Like, they are eating clone-created spiderwebs straight from a rift. Is that not like bad for you? But I don't know. I guess Deku people have stomachs of steel, so this is fine. I don't know. It's like it's the Gorons from Tears of the Kingdom. It's like when you go to the Gorons, the lesson is don't do drugs, kids. So it's the same thing here, I guess. Except the drugs are spiderweb cotton candy. I don't know, whatever. It was a fun arc, I guess. It was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I thought it was nice that it was so lighthearted. Which leads us to one of the better arcs for sure. Good old Conde. Conde is just, I like him. I think he's great. But But like, I wish we could see his brother in more detail, I'm gonna admit. Conde's good though. I gotta give him some... Okay, no, but I gotta give him some credit for being a character like this, but I just wish we had more. The story felt so short to me, because you know what he's feeling, like you see through little details what is happening to Conde. You find out that he's been cleaning this realm alone on the top of the mountain all this time. And when he cleans the rifts, he continually thinks, I'm not good enough. And that's why my brother hasn't come back. Maybe if I kept the mountain clean, maybe if I was good like he told me to be, maybe then he'd come back for me. And then he sees this creature that looks like his brother and he thinks like, oh, this is my brother. But he doesn't want to talk to me anymore because I haven't done enough, so I need to do more. And it's just, that's so real and heart-wrenching. I hate it. But I also love it. It's amazing. Yeah, okay, fine. I like it. I wish there was more though. I really wish there was more. And I like the resolution that we get at the end. I think it's kind of nice that we see this from his perspective almost at the end. Like, you hear from Conde that, like, you now know... Oh, I think Conde knows by the end. Conde knows that his brother isn't really his brother. And he doesn't know whether his brother is coming back or not. And he doesn't know where his brother is. But he's like, you know what? It's fine. Like, I'll resolve to keep the mountain as clean as possible. I'll resolve to do my best. And now I know for sure that my brother doesn't hate me. Which is nice. That's good to know. It was good. It was good. It was really nice. I wanted more. I really wanted more. I felt like there was so much going on in all the other storylines. This one, maybe it's because there was only one character, but it focuses on Conde very well throughout the story, so I gotta give it points for that, yeah. Top tier, good arc. Very good arc. Plus plus. And then the overall arc, of course, is about you finding Link again. So at the beginning of the game, you start off not knowing... Oh, yeah, you start off playing as Link, actually. You start off playing as Link, you go and free Zelda. Zelda is like, oh, neat, I'm free, but Link got sucked into a rift or something, I should probably save him, probably. And then you find Link again, but it turns out he's evil and he's fighting you, and you're like, wait, what? Why are you fighting me? I thought you rescued me. And then it turns out that wasn't Link at all, it was a clone, which makes a lot of sense, and you're like, aha, there we go. There's the evil Link, let's kill him. And then halfway through the game, you've just killed Ganon. And then Null shows up, and you're just about to like get out of there after killing Ganondorf when Link shows up and protects you from Null as Null is about to capture you. But in your place, he takes the fall and he gets set in a crystal, and I can picture that moment in my mind. With you being portaled away by Tri and reaching out with the staff like to get a little bit of extra reach and try to grab onto Link as he's being pulled away inside the purple crystal. It's great, it's brilliant. That's the moment I was like, this game is good. I like this. It was so perfect. And then after that, it's all about getting him back, right? And you manage to do that right before the end of the game, and then you even get a little section where you get to play with him. And because we've had a few sections in the game before where you've played as both Link and a separate character. There's actually a good number of like playables, as I call them, across the series. The one that reminded me the most of this is Kafei's section from Majora's Mask. In Majora's Mask, there's a side quest in which if you finish like a bunch of stuff in like a very specific order, on the third day for a few minutes you get to play as both Link and Kafei. And Link goes through fighting enemies in like specific configurations, and Kafei has to like solve block puzzles. And if both of them do them at once, they get to the end and they get to save something that belongs to Kafei. It's really good. Play Majora's Mask, okay? And I like it. I thought it was great. I wanted almost more of that. I talked about this when we were talking about bosses, but I would have liked to see Link be maybe even playable by the character again in the final battle or something. Like maybe right at the end of the third phase, you can now swap between Zelda and Link or something like that. It'd be awesome. Yeah, I do like how Zelda doesn't even know who Link is. I think that's great. Legit cried when you played the Conde section, right? Yeah, heck yeah. Let's go. And also, it's your friends are more important than satisfying your sweet tooth, probably. They don't even learn that lesson, Mars. The Deku people are like, your friends are more important than satisfying your sweet tooth. And then like immediately they're like, oh, new fad is smoothies. And then they go after the smoothies instead. So like, frick that. Oh man. Puppet Link does have a lot of angst potential, but this isn't the first time in the series we've seen Puppet Link. This also isn't the first time in the series we've seen Puppet Zelda. Puppet Zelda has been in both Spirit Tracks and Twilight Princess. We've had Zelda being possessed, like Zelda's body being possessed by something else. Puppet Link, actually, we've never had Link be possessed. We've seen clone Links, but that is what happens in this game. Like we don't actually have a Puppet Link in this game. Yeah, actually now that I think about it, we don't have a Puppet Zelda either. We have like clone Zelda and we have clone Link, and we've seen both of those. Wait, have we even seen a clone Zelda? We've only seen Puppet Zelda, I think. We've never seen a fake... Oh, we have. Clone Zelda in Tears of the Kingdom. There we go. Puppet Zelda in Spirit Tracks and Twilight Princess. Yeah, perfect. Okay, anyways. The angst potential, however, is real, and I like it. I actually really wanted Puppet Zelda in Tears to have a better story, or like at least a tiny bit of character to herself, but they just threw that shit out the window. So I was glad to see that Puppet Zelda had a bit of a personality going on. I liked that. I would have wanted to see more of that in Tears, actually, but the fact that they did it here is good enough for me. I mean, I'll take it. So yeah, overall story, great. You get to play with Link, and then in the final battle, it is actually you fighting alongside Link, just like you would fight alongside Zelda when you're playing as Link in all the other games. Okay, well, like half the other games, but still really cool. Top tier plot. As I said, I could talk about it forever. I'm gonna stop now. If you want to see more of my Zelda content, check out my Insta or Tumblr where I do all the writing stuff, because Insta doesn't really like writing, I guess. There's a comic, there's a bunch of artwork. I draw a lot for the Zelda series. I have a lot of theories. I've written out a timeline, and I'm gonna be making it again, actually. So you can check all that on my Linktree. If you type in !Linktree right now into chat, you'll get a link to that. Otherwise, just look up my username. I have the same username everywhere. It's Linda Rosse. Follow me. Okay, that's it. So, next thing, we talked about gameplay when I was talking about echoes. I think the echoes are tied so intrinsically into the gameplay that I don't have much to say that I didn't already cover there. So that leads me to the final set of things: art, music, gameplay. Not gameplay, sorry. Art, music, there. Art, music, there. Here we go. Yeah, so I think I mentioned this briefly. I don't have as much to say about the art and music. I'm a huge fan of the series. As I said, I've played almost every game. So I know a lot about the music of Zelda. Like, I know quite a bit. I would have liked to see a little bit more musical involvement, I guess. Like, as in, give me some instruments in the series, give me something to play. But yeah, that would have taken me away from the Echoes theme. So I'm okay with them not doing that. It's good, but like, you know... It's good, yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. I would have muddied the waters a little bit too much. That said, I did like the musical focus in the Zora arc. I gotta give them massive props for doing that. They had a specific scene where Drad and Kashara are trying to play their different instruments and it isn't really working for them. And I like that. And then like afterwards they play together, like all of them as a group. And their instruments even fit them, with the Sea Zora playing the harp, which is both a really fun instrument for them to play. It's like, you know, elegant and like sophisticated. And it also calls back to Wind Waker, in which the last Zora remaining alive, she's not alive, the one Zora spirit that exists in that game is like a harp player and teaches Medley the harp. So yeah, Sea Zora having harps is like canon. I don't think the River Zora have ever played an instrument before, because I don't think Queen Orin has ever played an instrument, and she's basically the only character that's been a River Zora in the series. But the Deku people have. So surprisingly enough, we've taken one swamp creature and we've given that instrument to another swamp creature. So yay! I think it's a kind of cool callback. And it also fits them, obviously. Drad does look like the sort of person to play the horn. And he does a good job of it. Let's go. I believe in that guy. So top tier. I enjoyed. Best Zelda since Minish Cap. Oh, best 2D Zelda, okay. Like, there's been a lot of Zelda since Minish Cap. Are you sure about that? Is it the best 2D Zeldas? Okay, I really liked Link Between Worlds. So, Mars, that's unfortunately a difficult... I can't. I really, really like Link Between Worlds. But I also like Triforce Heroes. Shit. This is better than those, though. Is it? Yeah. Oh gosh, this is gonna be so hard. I need to think about where I put this on my rating. So right before I played this game, by the way, folks, I rated all the Zelda games. I don't think I put that on YouTube yet. Shit, okay, I should do that. But but yeah, I rated every Zelda game, and I talked about why I put them in whatever place they put them in. I don't remember where I put every specific game, but now I need to think about where Echoes goes. It's gonna be really high. It's gonna be really high up, like, not lying. I enjoyed this game. It was just freaking amazing. Every time something happened, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Also, let's put the end game on here. Yeah. Every time something happened, I was like, this is awesome. This makes so much sense. I love it. So, plus. 0 out of 10, no Drad and Kashara playing Megalovania. Yeah, where's my Sans Undertale when I ask for them? True. Where's the genocide route? Oh wait, I think I was doing genocide route, freak. I think the lesson Blossom learned in the Deku storyline is that her happiness is more important than following trends. That's a good point. I forgot about Blossom. AJ has a point. Okay, I take back what I said about the Deku storyline. There is one Deku person who learns something, and she's the one who, they, I don't know, they lose their house, and everybody's like, wow, you're so lucky. You've lost your house, but you have an infinite supply of cotton candy web thing, web spider creation darkness. And they're like, listen, I just want my house back. Like, I want a place to live, okay? Y'all people have houses. Okay, the trend might be cotton candy, but like, I'd like a house. That's legit. Okay, I'll give that, like, 1 point. 1 point for story to the Deku place. Maybe. I still think it's hilarious though. Like the rest of the story is really, really funny. Ah, well. Okay, yeah, in terms of the music, I would have liked to see a little bit more. The themes from the lands themselves were pretty good. There were a few callbacks, not as many as I remember from Tears of the Kingdom, or maybe I just wasn't, like, placing them directly or something, but yeah, I felt like it was good. I think it could have definitely had a little bit more of, like, an old callback theme to it. Yo, Questor, thank you for the sub. Heck yeah, I appreciate it. And then I don't know, I gotta give it some credit for doing its best with the themes and the soundtracks. As I said at the beginning, I expected a lot more, like, Triforce Heroes-ish music. I'm a huge fan of Triforce Heroes, and I really wanted to see that music. Oh, yo, thank you, donation, Gabalet, heck yeah. Oh, wait, oh, hey, that's probably gonna be one of them comic sections, isn't it? I'm looking forward to seeing that then. Appreciate the donation. Yeah, go check out Gabalet's videos. They've done a great job voicing my comics, by the way. I think I linked it somewhere, probably. I don't know. It's great. They've brought the Wisdomverse to life, and I appreciate it. And they asked me instead of copying my stuff and using it without asking me. And they've worked out a deal with me, which I think is great, because people shouldn't steal artists' stuff. While we're on the topic of art, don't steal art, kids. Okay, alright, that's it. Yeah, so the art in this game is stellar, by the way. The atmosphere and the vibes they've pulled from Link's Awakening both make it easier to develop the game, and also make it such an incredible experience to play. Look at this. Look at these cutscenes. Look at Drad protecting Kashara. Look at these cutscenes. They're done so well. And the style fits the sort of cartoony aspect of the world and makes it able to discuss these darker themes without bringing the tone of the game down too much. So I think a lot of people like to credit Twilight Princess as like the darkest game in the Zelda franchise, but this is actually not true in my opinion. Like, it is physically the darkest, as in like the game is dark and you have to up the screen brightness if you want to see anything. But it's not the darkest game in themes at all. The darkest game is almost certainly Majora's Mask, and despite having a much more cartoony art style, definitely not as cartoony as this, I will admit, but like despite having a much more cartoony art style than the sort of realistic themes later, it does a good job of having those themes and discussing them in a way that feels very relatable. And also very tragic. This game is obviously not as dark as that, but it does discuss a lot of stuff, like Dona and getting her mother's acceptance, and how to deal with like a fake, and like advice being provided to someone and you don't know what to do with it, and whether you should believe in like the friends you've just made or your mother's words in this case. Like, she doesn't know that her mother is suspecting that the advisor is off. And Drad and Kashara are all about racial relations and like not looking for people to be exactly the same as you, and accepting people's differences and learning to live with them. And like, the Deku people is about not following fads and not eating cotton candy from spiders. and then our good friend Darston learns about learning to, I guess, be a leader his own way, not having to follow exactly what all the other people say, being strong in a way that doesn't mean physical strength, but might mean wisdom, because, I mean, hey, Zelda knows that quite well. And then Conde, of course, is all about learning to trust. And I guess knowing to believe in yourself, almost. I feel like Conde, because he was putting all his effort into thinking, like, I'm not good enough, I must do better, it was wearing at him. It was eroding him like an ice block. And with the truth finally revealed at the end, I think it helps him feel better again about himself. There's a lot more to unpack in all of those circumstances, and I'm not going to go into it in full depth. I did before, honestly. But the art just exemplifies all of that. Despite the words being short and the people looking cute, they do a really good job at making all of that just, it's so good. It's so good. They make everything work, and I love it. This is a great stream. I was on the fence for getting this game, and now I'm sold. Perfect! I am advertising for Nintendo. Buy this game if you haven't already. And if you'd like to, go check out my YouTube playlist. I have played the whole game on stream. I'm a huge fan of the series, as I said. Each time I was coming across these bosses, I was like, or enemies or characters or whatever, I was like, this is this thing from this other part of the series. Like, I know it. It's so cool. I love seeing it. And every time something new happened, I was like, oh, they did this shit in a Zelda game. Holy shit. It's great. I've got them all on there. It's just 9 videos. I've covered the entire series. I cleared out the map. I'm missing one enemy, I found out. I'm missing Lunmola, I think. So I might go fight Lunmola later or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'll probably do it like after this or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. All right. So yeah, art and music. I got a bit distracted on that, I'll admit, because story good. But yeah, art and music, great. They do a good job exemplifying what they need to exemplify. Okay. Last thing. Is there anything else to talk about? I did gameplay. I did plot. I did bosses. Specifically the characters, I think I kind of talked about when we were doing plot. I talked about all the main characters. There's pretty much one in each world, except for maybe Blossu. Let's see. The only other game that has armadillos is AOL. That's true. The Gorons do that armadillo stuff, usually. Yeah. Yeah, it might be. Yeah. I can't think of any other at the moment. Fun. Yeah, another connection. What do you know? She brought the armadillos with her. Cadence of Hyrule might. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna combine this Zelda with Cadence of Hyrule. Oh, I think that works so well. Okay, so it's gonna be... This is my opinion then. Alright, I'm gonna think about this properly later. But then Echoes of Wisdom, Cadence of Hyrule, 400-year time skip, Adventure of Link. I think it could work. Then she gets 3 games, and that's the other game with a playable Zelda, so this doesn't change anything. Oh, it could be good. It could be real good. Link doesn't talk in that game either. I'm just saying. Okay, alright, anyways, yeah, art, music, good. I genuinely forgot that I was supposed to be talking about characters. Yeah, I guess we're on the topic of Link and Zelda anyways. Characters, good. I loved the personality that they gave to Zelda. Character. This will be short, I promise. Here. Characters. There's 2 characters we haven't discussed yet, and that's Zelda and that's Link. Oh, there's also Minister Left, who is really cute, and I love her. And then there's General Wright, who exists also. I'm really mean to him. I just really like Minister Left, okay? Lubery is great. He's a reference to the Smith from Four Swords, I think. I'm pretty sure. And he raises Link, and that's awesome, because that's also what the Smith in Four Swords does. Yeah, cool stuff. Okay, Link is good. He does not talk, but that doesn't diminish his character at all. You hear from everybody throughout the world what Link is doing versus hearing it from yourself. And that is the best example of show don't tell, whatever, that I have seen in quite a while. So props to them for making a character who doesn't speak and yet gets his point across so properly. Like, during the section where you're working with him, I was like, I can understand what you're trying to say. Because, like, he's, like, standing up this place and he's, like, looking that way and he's kind of like, hello, can you, like, make me a path? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And, like, I make a thing and he jumps onto the next one. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're gonna jump onto the one after that. Okay, let me make it a little bit higher. Like, it's just, he's so good at communicating. And that's how Link always has been, and they've done a good job accentuating that. Zelda, yeah, I mean, she's the player character. She exists for you to sort of, like, put your views onto her, and she does a good enough job of that. I love that she doesn't know who Link is, as someone mentioned before. So, plus. I'm gonna have this headcanon going on that, because I think the king mentions once that Zelda used to wander out in the wilds as a kid, like used to run away a little bit, you know? So I think it would be cool if she ran away to Southern Village and has met Link before. Maybe even back when he could still talk or something. I think that would be kind of cute, but like doesn't remember him enough. Like just like, oh, this is some kid I met once. But maybe Link remembers, you know, because that's the princess. Like, like Zelda would be like, okay, there is this child. He looks nice, I guess. Thanks. And then like Link would be like, holy shit, that is the princess, literally, whoa. So it would be cool if maybe the first time Link got sucked into a rift, he did so because he was, I don't know, protecting Zelda or something? It's cliche, but I like that sort of thing. I could see that happening is essentially what I'm saying. And yeah, the story leaves enough room for you to imagine things like that, so plus. Okay, cool, character's good. What else? That's it. I think that's it. Ending thoughts. Okay, ending thoughts. Game good. Game good, play thing. Once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 or more is straight up Nintendo knowing your theories. Exactly. Nintendo is onto my tricks. They have figured me out. I am very glad. It is very cool. Okay, alright. I am redesigning Aurora to look like Echo as we speak. It's gonna happen. Alright, ending thoughts. Game is good, play. They did a great job with the echoes. They did a great job with the characters in the plot. The echoes menu could have used a little bit of work. The characters are great. I already said that, didn't I? Shit. Bosses are really cool. I love that they were pulled from other parts of the series. The way that the bosses and the dungeons are designed makes it so that you have to use certain echoes in certain places. They make it so that nothing is too overpowered. But the plat booms are a little bit overpowered. Maybe nerf those so you only get them at half the game. I don't think you needed them in the early game, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think I got them way too early. They're kind of like the hover bike, but definitely not as game-breaking as the hover bike. Yeah, that's it. It's a good game, folks. Go play it if you haven't already. And that's gonna be the end of stream. Well, no, it's not, actually. I forgot. I do have a final section. Q&A. If you have any questions for me, now's your chance to ask. For context, folks, I actually stream tactical games. I also stream RPGs. This is an RPG. But I do stream tactical games as well. And usually I play one tactics game and one non-tactics game. I sort of have like a tactics slot and a non-tactics slot. The tactics slot at this point is Triangle Strategy. It is an amazing tactics game. If you have played any Fire Emblem game before, try out Triangle Strategy. It is brilliant. It's one of my favorites. And I'm doing a really fun run of it right now. It is where chat influences what units I get to bring to every map. And don't worry about not knowing the game. You can essentially just redeem points towards saying like, oh, bring the worst unit that Lynn has to use and I will fill in the blanks and pick the worst unit for me. Don't mind, I enjoy being screwed over. Last time I had to do a sneaking around chapter with no physical units and 3 out of the game's 4 mages, which was just really freaking fun. So yeah, it's been a blast. Come join me for that. It's a lot of fun. And I'll also be playing, of course, on the next non-tactic slot. Usually I hold a vote for this, but I think at this point my course is set. I am going to play Adventure of Link if I can get a ROM for it somewhere. So I do still have to set it up. We'll be starting that... What day is it today? It's Friday, right? Okay, so maybe either Monday or Wednesday. Yeah, probably. So we'll be fun at that. We'll be fun. It will be a lot of fun. I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna see how it works. I'll probably be playing Adventure of Link. I know there are some ROMs that make the game either like easier or harder or whatever, but I won't be using those. I'll try to use like the original base game and we'll see where we can go from there because I want to suffer, I guess. I will use save states. I'm not gonna play that game without save states. I'll probably use a guide, I don't know, like whatever people recommend or something. And if you'd like to recommend me more things or discuss more stuff about either Zelda or tactical games, any RPGs, played almost every Fire Emblem game, usually on different challenge modes. I've done a few quick runs of that stuff in the past and a few much longer runs too, don't get me wrong. We played Fire Emblem Engage on Maddening mode, plus the Xenologue, Blind, Deathless. Yeah, I did Triangle Strategy hard mode, NG plus Deathless. I did Tactics Ogre Reborn with no deaths, no incapacitations, blind as well. Yeah, it's really fun. After AOL, please do Cadence. I've actually already played Cadence of Hyrule, 100%ed it, 100%ed it Deathless. I really love Cadence of Hyrule. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, so I can't unfortunately play it again because I've already played it. I have not yet completed the side mode though. There's a Skull Kid side mode. I haven't finished that. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the hell that is AOL next. Zelda 2 is great, I think. I don't know. I've done a lot of research into it just so I could get characters right. But yeah, I haven't played it yet, so it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I've finished Cadence. I really liked it. It was awesome. I've talked about Cadence actually. I might have even streamed it like once or twice before. Yeah, it's quite fun. Good game. My favorite Zelda game, Phantom Hourglass. I might eventually replay or something, just for fun. Actually, my favorite is Majora. Yeah, my favorite is Majora, but Phantom Hourglass holds a special place in my heart. I might replay it once or twice, maybe, at some point. Question, if you played EOW again, what type of challenge would you give yourself? That's a fun one, because, so for me, when I play a challenge, I want something that isn't tedious. So the one thing I'll never do in a game is grind. I highly dislike playing the same stuff over and over again. And this actually, so I think people have asked in like previous streams, like, when are you going to play Hyrule Warriors? I will not be playing Hyrule Warriors. I'm sorry. I can't, like, I tried Three Hopes, which is even more strategic of a Warriors game. And I don't know. It's kind of like too hard and too easy. Cause it's like, it's so easy that I'm getting S+ rankings on every fight. If I try to optimize at all, I get S+ immediately. But then like if I don't optimize and just play like with characters I like or something, then like you just spam buttons all the time and it doesn't work. So yeah, I can't do that. I'm sorry. But yeah, same sort of thing here with challenge runs of Echoes of Wisdom. I wouldn't want to do something that would be repetitive. So I don't know. If anyone has like a fun challenge mode in mind, I'd be happy to try it. But it would have to be something that doesn't involve like repetitive motions because I can't do it. I can't. I'm sure there are many good challenges out there. I might do something like no damage or something. Like that sounds like something I would do. Like Echoes of Wisdom, don't take any damage. Or like Echoes of Wisdom. Oh, did the music stop? No, it's back. Okay, here. Yeah, I would do something like that. Or like Echoes of Wisdom. No, I like damageless. Damageless, deathless, that's my style. Yeah, it might be something like that. Yeah. All right, no other questions, then we're done. We're done today. I'm gonna actually play some Echoes, I think. I'm gonna play some Echoes. I'm gonna see if I can find this Lanmola thing and beat it up. Let me look that up, actually. So yeah, we get an extra 10th little section of gameplay where I'm gonna go try to find as many things as possible in the game that I haven't done yet. So tune in for that right now. I'm literally gonna change the screen. I'm just gonna I'm gonna press end stream, and then I'm gonna immediately press start stream again, so that it cuts the VOD. But I'll see you all there, folks. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. Check the rest of this stuff out. It's really good. Yeah, check my other gameplays. I've played A Link to the Past. I've played Oracle of Ages. I've played Oracle of Seasons. All the bosses I referenced earlier on in the boss count, I have actually played on stream. So if you want to see any of them, maybe if I have time, I'll go link them or something. But if you want to see any of them, they're all there. They're all out there somewhere. Yep. I'll see you in like a second. Bye.